Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, January 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 70. In hour one of today's show, Jake and T-Bob continue their day two coverage of the Senior Bowl in Mobile. At the top of the hour one, we will be joined by former Georgia wide receiver Ladd McConkey. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Shout out to MMR Group for sponsoring the trip out here. Let's get underway, man. Let's kick it off. Day two, practice day, and we're starting with a legend, a natty winner, multiple times, Ladd McConkey, Georgia. Great. Ladd, what's going on, bro?
Sure, not much. About to get all this stuff rolling.
Hey, how did it feel? So in the intro there, our producer said former Georgia Bulldog, Ladd McConkey. How does that feel? It feels a little weird?
Yeah, it makes me feel old. No, it's good though. I mean, did 4 years there. It's time to move on. Get this next chapter
I mean,
going.
it can be a long time by the end of 4 or 5 years in a college football system where every single minute of your day is constantly accounted for. So let's get into this week a little bit, Ladd, because you're someone who obviously you've got a ton of great film, ton of great stats, ton of on-field success. This year, you played through a lot of injury. You pushed yourself in that regard. And kind of reading, like, what scouts are saying, whether it's on our base, they think that this week for you, like, you could be one of the biggest risers, like, kind of pry your way into the first round. How do you kind of handle the expectation of this week?
Shoot, at the end of the day, it's still football. Like, it's something I've been doing since 5 years old. I played in the best league in the SEC against the best players week in and week out. So just go out there, do the same thing, compete, make plays. That's all I can do. Let the rest take care of itself.
So how was yesterday? Yesterday is kind of like we were describing the meat market. Like you get up there and it's height, it's hand size, it's weight, it's the whole deal. So how was that experience? Because mine was awful.
It was cool. It was cool. We had all the stuff, and then we had those little tests afterwards. So it was like, I was like, dang, I got another one. So I walked in the next room and did something else. But we did all the interviews last night. I thought it went really well.
Do you still have to get on stage, like in front of everybody, like basically in your girdle? Is it still like that?
Not really. I was in like front of a little camera.
On everything, like Georgia kind of stands unopposed.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. That was just like really a testament, I mean, to like all the guys buying in. Like we had so many good players. It was actually crazy, and so many good coaches. So they made it easy for us. We just had to go there and execute. But I guess to be able to go back to back, like that's something I don't think many people can say.
Hell no.
Would have liked to go for the three-peat.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Close.
It is what it is. We finished senior class winning this in UJ history with 50 wins. So. Super proud of that. Super proud of all my guys. So I'm already missing them.
The crazy thing, and I tell T-Bob this all the time, so I covered y'all's national championship game in L.A. I actually caught up with you and all your teammates. Like, y'all were locked in, and y'all felt like y'all were an underdog in that game.
Yeah.
And that's just like the mentality that Kirby instills in y'all.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do when you're the defending national champion, but y'all bought into it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, like he always says, like, he was talking about we're hunting, like we're not going to be hunting. But, like, I mean, the thing is, like, we just want to go out there and win. Like, we just want to go play ball. Like, we're not taking anything for granted. Like I know, especially missing so many games, I can be taken away just like that. So I just want to go out there, leave it all out on the field, and I think that's how we all approached it.
All right, so now, I mean, we're a year past that national championship game, so statute of limitations is over. Did you know that y'all were about to go smash TCU?
Like that, honestly.
Well, maybe not like that,
I
but
can't. So, like, always we go out there like, okay, we're gonna win this game. Like, we can do this.
Yeah.
But like that, I didn't really expect. I mean, like they were a really good team.
Yeah.
They had just beat Michigan the week before, but I feel like everything just kind of lined up
It's like,
for us.
we've always talked about, Jake. I think if you go into that game expecting a smash, you get got like Michigan got.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, yeah, you think you're gonna win because you're Georgia and you're like beasts and everybody's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all handled your business. And I love when Kirby always talks about eating off the floor and everything. So look, we were talking about NCAA before he came on air at the new NCAA game. When you get it, are you going to play with Georgia?
Yeah, I got to.
Oh, wow, dude. You're not going to go the small school route, try to build somebody up? He's going to be taking the
maybe starting like
okay,
Georgia.
five-star team
Okay,
online,
that's
dude?
fair. That's fair.
What are you playing with, like Barcelona over here, dude?
It'll be easy. It'll be a lot easier. I have all those good stats.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that'd be cool. I'm gonna have to go back and see if they got some like pass
You
rosters.
put Lad McConkey in the Legends Ultimate Team
Yes,
mode.
sir.
EA,
For sure.
this recent crop of players got screwed by their inability to be in the game. Have you thought about what, like, okay, when it comes to projecting your game to the next level, it seems like you're a guy that just narrows the focus. It's just football.
And GR8 Nola is number 3 on the Chef D
I
Power
think I'd
Rankings.
probably do. I'd probably do blueberries or yogurt.
Like, what do you want to prove this week?
No, I think I'd probably do.
Sure, just prove that I'm someone.
Blueberries or yogurt.
Good.
No, just prove that I'm someone like that you want on your team for real. Like, and go out there, win a one-on-one battle, show I can create space in and outside. In the return game, special teams.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I just want to show them that if you need something done, I'm going to be the guy to do it.
Yeah.
Talking to Lad McConkey here, Georgia great. You were coached by Cortez Hankton.
Yep.
Now at LSU. We're out of Baton Rouge, so I got to ask you, what did – because Coach Hank seems like he paid great dividends at LSU thus far. That receiver is popping off. What is it that he does that kind of helped you develop?
Yeah, he was huge. I always, I'm super thankful for him because he took a chance on me. She put me on the field out there. I mean, when he didn't have to. I mean, I hadn't played and got to start that first game of my second year, so super thankful for him. Mama Hank, Trip, Cruz. I mean, we were all out there. We were at their house all the time, so he's a great coach, but he's an even better guy, so I'm super thankful for everything he did for me.
Hell yes, man. The deceptively athletic Lad McConkey. Nothing deceptive about it. Holding it down.
He gives me a hard time because I was a running back.
Actually, wait, you're one of what is it? The stat?
One of there's only been 3 white running backs to run for 1,000 yards in the SEC.
Bruh, isn't that crazy?
Who are the other two?
Cody Schrader just did it this year, and then a guy played in 1970s in Mississippi State. So in the last 45 years, there's been 3.
It's good company right there.
I mean, I was by myself, and then Cody just came and stole my shine, because he was a beast.
Oh, man.
Running that thing.
Yeah, he was.
All right, Lad, you got a crazy day ahead, man. Thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for joining us
Appreciate
here
it,
on Off
man.
the Bench. It was great meeting you, man, and you take it easy, bro.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck today.
Appreciate it.
Lad McConkey, Georgia great. Okay, all right, here's what we're going to do. Let's go to break, and when we get back, we'll keep giving you all the live coverage, boots on the ground, here in Mobile.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, 225-888-8888. You need somebody who's going to fight for you against the big insurance companies. Get Gordon and get it done today. Look, the bottom line is Gordon's been at this for a long time, right? And they know how to manage these situations. They know exactly how to protect you when you get in an accident and get you what you deserve. So you just hit up your area code, whatever it is, and 888-8888 and get what you need. Also, follow them on social media at Get Gordon, where there's great content with their favorite members of the G team. A huge NIL supporter of your Tigers is Gordon McKernan. So the choice is obvious. Get Gordon, get it done today.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ford F-150 lifted trucks. $10,000 off new Ford F-150 and 3.9% financing. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The best kept.
Charles Hennigrove joined me and Jimmy Ott for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. Andy Isco joins us from Las Vegas, and we do first class, second class, no class, Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Tuesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah, T-Bob, welcome back in. OTB, it's Tom Petty.
What's going on? Yeah, I don't like Tom Petty, dude. He's a Gator, bro. You can't like Tom Petty, dude.
Look, Tom Petty can rise above being a Gator.
Guys.
Tom Petty is a legend.
I was just joking.
That's one of the best songs that we have.
Rivers looked like she was absolutely disgusted with me. Like
I'm trying to think of the Gators that kind of break through the "you're a Gator, but I still really like you." Tom Petty, Chris Doring,
Tim Tebow.
Nope.
Aaron Hernandez.
Wow, Coach Matt McCall. That's definitely not one. Alondra.
Okay.
Matt McCall, basketball coach.
I don't know them, but I feel like I'd get along with the Pouncey brothers. They're like some O-line dogs.
Yeah,
they're a little thrown off. They're a little thrown off for sure, but they're some O-line dogs.
If they were deep like they were for LSU, like they were Florida, I could.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I could
No,
see
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like if I'd ever been on a team, like that's one of those people you hate them if you're not with them, but if you're on a team with them, I think you'd actually like them.
Man, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that.
Steve Spurrier, dude.
No, because last time I saw him, he asked me if I was sick.
What does that mean? What's the problem with that?
Well, I played at like 25 pounds heavier, and this was a couple years ago. Like I was almost like 200 pounds. And he's like, "Damn, boy, you sick?"
Oh, because you were too skinny?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, dude. I'm glad Coach called you out. Get a little meat on your bones, dude. What are you doing over here? Who are you trying to get all skinny for? You're post-retired athlete. You're supposed to get nice and chunky and fat and happy. I'm glad the old ball coach. Wait, so you really don't like Steve just because of that?
I mean, I don't hate him. Yeah. He's not breaking through my.
That's what I'm saying.
The glass of Florida to be a friend. Like that's a thick glass.
But oh man,
it's a thick glass.
Yeah, I
a couple
guess.
C's in the middle, Bob.
I don't know, dude. I think Steve is. I think we are still missing Steve Spurrier. I think Lane Kiffin's maybe the closest that we have in the SEC now. But the way that he used to
Steve won championships though. That's the difference.
I know. I was talking more personality-wise.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But
no.
Lane's doing a good
job. So my
job.
point is, when Steve said it,
yeah,
it like really hit.
Oh, like hurt you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the old ball.
He was going to go play for like a natty that year.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. That
can't spell citrus without the U and the T. Like,
that makes sense.
When he said stuff like that, it hit hard.
So we are live here at Mobile Senior Day. Today is the first day of practice. Excited to get that. Remember, Jake's going to be on off-campus Sirius XM 84 if you want to check out everything that's going on there. Jake, what are you most looking forward to in practice today? I'm very upset for you. Before the show started, before you brought us coffee, which was very nice, Cody Schrader came by to do to maybe do an interview, and I unfortunately he was like, I can't do this without my boy. So I know you're excited to see Schrader.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one I respect because it's a rare club that we're in. So it might be just one of those like where you hit the heart twice and then just like hang out your fist, like you don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
So you could have done the interview. I'd have been okay with it, but I appreciate you looking out for me.
No, dude, I'm not interviewing Cody Schrader. You need to do that. But what else are you looking out for?
I really just like if we're going just actual drills, like obviously the one-on-ones is easy. We could talk about that because I think it's the drill that's the most important here. But I'm looking forward to 9-on-7. I want to see.
Yeah, you always describe that as the most intense 9-on-7
like
you've ever done in your
Latu
life.
from UCLA, who was here with us yesterday, not Cameron. I want to see him like in 9-on-7. Like I want to see because he's an edge rusher.
Tell the people what 9-on-7 is.
Sorry, so you have 7 offensive guys going against 9 defensive guys. It is a inside run drill. Okay. Yeah. Now the safeties are supposed to be at safety depth, but they're always like at 6 yards, basically playing linebacker. So it's a drill where the offense and defensive coaches typically have words with each other. But it is a man on man. We're running. I know we're running. You can't pass in 9-on-7, so it's all run. And so if you have success as an offense, like you're doing something. But it's high intensity. It's always you're not supposed to tackle, but the guy ends up getting tackled. And I want to see like Latu, like we know he can get after the quarterback. What's he going to do with his hands? He's a large individual, as we saw yesterday. So like I'm focusing in on like individual players. Obviously, like the LSU guy, Charles Turner. I want to see how Charles Turner handles these, elite defensive tackles playing at the center position. So it's always the most physical drill. Of course, I want to see the running backs and what they can do. Ray Davis, I mean, he keeps walking by here. He is built like Mike Tolbert. I mean, he is a stump, and that's a good thing at the running back position. So 9-on-7 is probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most today, outside of, one-on-one offense, defensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean,
love
one-on-one. That's always great. It has definitely been skewed. I mean, certainly, it's again one of the most beautiful aspects of football from a design standpoint is that if you go to something like this and you watch the one-on-one between the receivers and the DBs, and then you watch the one-on-ones between the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman, what you come to realize is that offensive tackle and cornerback are actually shockingly similar.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that physically they are literally the two most opposite positions on the entire field. I mean, you have your biggest guys and generally your smallest guys, and yet they're the only positions that play to their with their back to the ball. They're the only positions where you are having to react to an elite athlete who has a plan and knows what they're doing, and you have to sit there and react and try to stay on them, control them, cover it up. And both drills are slanted in the athlete's favor, right? It's slanted in the defensive line's favor in this because there's no wash to deal with. It's slanted in the receiver's favor in this drill because there's no coverage or anything to confuse the quarterback. And so the guys that win, now granted, I think Trevor Penning won last year, and that was one of the reasons why he got so highly valued. It's like Cody Strange got drafted in the first round.
Cole Strange.
What is that, Cody? It's why Cole Strange got drafted in the first round.
What was the cat
He was
from
locking guys up
from North Dakota State who ended up starting right guard for the Bucks all year?
Yeah, he ended up being really good.
Mock.
Yeah, he too was a little thrown off. But that's the point. If you are like, that's an easy layman. If you're tuning into the practices and you want to know, okay, how can I pick out the guys that are exciting? If a defensive guy wins that drill, it's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's good rep. But if you see an offensive guy consistently locking up pass rushers or a DB consistently locking up the receivers in the one-on-one, you have to score them bonus points and put them even higher because that's a drill that you should lose. So I was like looking forward to that too. And for Charles Turner, you mentioned 9-on-7. I mean, what a rise for Charles Turner, right? A cat who wasn't even starting 2 years ago. Now he finds his way to the Senior Bowl. Somebody who I didn't think really was ever going to develop. I didn't know if he had the body type.
He was playing tight end because like he couldn't gain weight when he first got to LSU. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and he's got number 69. It just like it was all kind of like I just thought, I don't know about this guy. And then all he did was get better. It's ever since that tweet. He didn't play against Florida State. He tweeted something after the game, like the truth comes out eventually, or something along those lines. Right? Feeling like he should have been playing, he wasn't. They put him in, and it never looked back. Now he gets an invite to the Senior Bowl, and now someone like him, who maybe is a bit undervalued, maybe a bit underscouted up to this point, this is a golden opportunity for him to go put his best foot forward. And I'm not saying he's going to become like a high-round draft pick, but to really assert himself as a potential NFL center.
Oh, yeah, he has an opportunity. And going back and looking at his career, like just a year ago, he wasn't considered a starter to start the season. And he worked his ass off to get to the position that he's currently in right now. And he gained weight. And he's got a mean, nasty, tough streak to him. He's always the offensive lineman whenever things, start to get a little pushy, shovey. Like he's always the first one there. So love the mentality from him. I think he's got a future in the NFL. Is it as a 10-year starter? No, I don't. Maybe not there, but he can play, and he's going to play. He's going to have a career. I feel like he's a vested NFL guy.
What about speaking of getting chippy? How chippy do these practices get when you're out there on the field? Because there is a little bit of companionship, right? Because you got a bunch of young guys who are thrown into this very intense environment where you're just doing things 24/7, and so like there's some kinship there,
right?
In terms of everybody going through the same thing at the same time, but also it's almost like it's like a zombie movie or something. Everybody's trying to climb over one another to get to safety, right? To accomplish their dreams. So how chippy does it get out there?
Well, it's weird because of everything you just said. It's right. Like you become friends. Like I have people that I never played with. I only met here at the Senior Bowl that I still stay in contact with, and it's, oh my God, is it? No, okay, it's not 20 years. Okay, I started to do some quick math there. It's like 16, 17 years, but still keeping contact with them. I mean, so it's a great week for that, but. And also, like, you have to be careful. Like, you don't want to be known. Like, you want to show some fire, but you want to be like, dude, every time Hester's a complete meathead. Every time he's out there, he's fighting somebody. Does he know that we're all here watching? Like, so you don't want to be that guy. So it's a fine line there. But also, like, we are just a bunch of bros. And, like, if you hit me late, I'm going to hit you back.
Yeah.
And, like, so there will be some of that. But, watch practice today. Like, you'll have it where it's like it will get close, and then guys, like, immediately will realize where they're at and what they're doing, and they'll turn and they'll like jog back to the huddle.
Yeah, you can't be out of control. It's okay to show a little nasty streak.
Yeah.
Maybe, you also it's funny. You are threading the needle. Can't get punked.
That's right.
You can't be out of control, right? So you have to you don't want to get in trouble and get sent to solitary because you started a fight in the yard, but you can't let somebody come, steal your lunch.
Yeah, like so if you're, obviously offensive lineman and that's a brotherhood, but gosh, I don't even know if there's a fullback here. Jim, we got to fix this. If you're an H-back, let's say that, and your running back gets pushed out of bounds and it's late and he runs over the Gatorade cooler, like you got to go over there and say something.
Yes.
That kind of situation. Like go say something, like go put your hand on his chest and let him know. And like NFL teams like, oh yeah, I like that. And he also kept his cool, but he let him know, so everything here is a mind game. It's a mind, what, like everything here is that. Like you are getting graded off every single thing that you do. They are watching you. They are trying to trick you in some cases, like because they want to see how you handle every situation. Like we've told y'all about the stories of the NFL GMs and how they will set you up to try to make you make the wrong decision. They want you almost to make the wrong decision to see if you're going to do it. Like that starts this week.
Yep.
Like that starts here in Mobile. They are going to have, they're going to schedule you. They're going to overschedule you meetings, right? And they want to see how are you going to handle this because you might have 7 minutes here, but you got to be there in 6 minutes. Okay, where are you going to cut this team short? Are you going to show up on time? How are you going to handle this situation?
Yep.
They do that on purpose.
Well, and I mean, even when we were just talking to Ladd a second ago, that's basically what he was getting at, right? Is that he was talking about those meetings last night. I mean, late night meetings, just because, just to kind of, it's very military in its application, right? It's obviously it's not as insane as something like SEALs Hell.
No, but they're trying to make it their version.
Yes, exactly. But it's built out of that same philosophy. Let's really wear guys down and see who's resilient enough to stand up under. I love what Ladd said about the small things. Because that is what separates you at this level. Like, he's exactly right. Everybody can play. Everybody can ball at this point. And, in fact, there are a lot of guys who are more athletic and maybe better at football or could be better that won't make it in the NFL versus some other cats because they don't pay attention to the small things because mentally they don't know what to do. Physically, they're not putting in the technique work to make sure that step is hitting exactly how it should. And so, obviously they're training him up well at Georgia because Ladd was spot on in terms of answering, like, how he's going to separate going into Sunday.
He's going to crush this week. Like, he's one of the players I think is going to go out there. I told him that as he was walking off. I was like, this week is made for somebody like you, right? Probably being doubted like you have been your entire career.
Yeah.
And you're going to go out there and you're going to route somebody up. And you're going to catch 3 or 4 balls and be like, oh, yeah, okay, I think I can do it. It's going to be that situation. But, like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not shocking anybody here. Like, I was able to play 6 years because, like, of those little things that we're talking about. If I'm prepared, if I'm ready to go, if I know what I'm doing, well, I'm going to be full speed. You're faster than me, but you don't know what you're doing because you're not doing the small things. And so you're 85% is not going to be as fast as what I'm going at because I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. And they want to see that this week, all right? You get a small playbook. Now, it's still brand new. It's new verbiage. It's new everything. I think Peyton Wilson was talking about it. He's like, it's not a huge playbook.
Yeah.
It's still brand new.
Yeah.
Right? And certainly for the offensive players. Like defense, look, you can go out there and you can be like, hey, we're going to run and over. We're going to run cover 3, all right? Go. You can do that. For these offensive players, though, it's still terminology. It's still formation. It's still snap count. It's still all those things. So how do you handle that? If you know what you're doing, like a Ladd McConkey, I assume he's going to, like he's going to be able to go full speed. Right? If you're not really sure because it's this new playbook, well, that's something you're graded off of.
True.
Is he, kind of jogging into his route because he's not really sure, is it a bang 8? Is it a high 8? Like, does he really know what he's doing? Those type of things.
Something that is underappreciated, maybe just in general sports talk, is exactly that, right? You can't play fast when you're having to think too much. And now in some situations, you'll run into cases where, like, there have been plenty of college coaches who at times are too smart and they make things too complicated for the players, and so like a coach has to find that level. But no, in the NFL, you're going to be expected to rise to that level, and you have to have it mentally like second nature, know the answer instantaneously, so that, like Jake's saying, you're not kind of subconsciously distracted, because it's not like you feel like you're going slow. You know, when you're overthinking, like you're not like, I'm going to drive. It just happens. It's insidious. It's natural. When you overthink, you just can't commit.
It's like you're counting your steps on your route in your head, but you don't know that you're doing that. You think you're full tilt.
You have limited resources. It's kind of like, I always think about like Star Trek, where they're like, they have their power source, like, quick, divert all power to the shields, divert all power here. Like, you have to do that. And if you have to divert too much power to, okay, what am I doing? Well, then you're going to take away from your athletic ability. You can't showcase that. And that's the difference. Like that just something that simple is the difference between making the NFL and not making the NFL. And that is what is on display this week here in Mobile. Now Rivers made me insecure about how I say Mobile, so now I don't know how to say it. I want to say mobile, but that doesn't make any sense. Then I say Mobile. Is that wrong? Am I putting too much?
Mobile.
Are we saying it the same, or am I saying Mobile? I don't know. Anyway.
Look, people always I'll have people come on off campus and they're like, you're saying Tulane wrong. I'm like, no, trust me, you are. This is how we say it.
Tulane.
Oh, never
I'm
mind.
just kidding.
Okay, I was like, oh, God, you're one of those people.
Mature. Les used to say mature.
Oh, he did say that. Yeah, that was definitely a thing he said.
All right, let's do this.
You called it mobile for a long time on purpose, but that's probably in your brain because you're like, going down to mobile.
Well, I mean, I love a good but no, I say it Mobile, and I'm going to keep saying it Mobile. And yeah, the Debris Po Boys here are really good. I'm excited to go get one today.
Squirrel.
Shout out Roosters. Roosters was great yesterday. Had some good we had a good time yesterday. Love the city. All right, when we get back, let's get into some LSU topics. A familiar face returns once again. And eventually, we will have to talk about last night's women's basketball game with Rivers as Mississippi State Bulldogs got it done and beat the Tigres. And we got Coach Kim Mulkey coming up at 8:30. So keep it locked. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction, man. You want the most reliable, respected, and complete roofing company in the state of Louisiana. You want Coleman. And the best part about Coleman is, well, there's a bunch of best parts. One thing that I love is no matter where you're listening to us at, right, even in Mobile,
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. like cypress stumps. Your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West talking Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB live from the Mobile Convention Center. We are at the Senior Bowl. Day 1 of practice is today. It's in the air. And, Jake, the college football world is starting to, or the football world is starting to descend upon the city. This is one of the more interesting parts about all of this is that it is essentially a job convention. Yeah. In the same way that, like, if you are a coach and you're out of work and you are looking for a job, this is where you come to make your connections. I'll never forget. I think maybe it was after Coach Miles. At some point, Coach Stud had gotten let go by LSU. And he was down here. I didn't see him a couple years, kind of talking. He's looking for a job. And next thing you know, he hooks back up with Urban Meyer, and he ends up being the Ohio State O-line coach for years. Actually ends up winning a natty, right? Yeah. Last night, it was very interesting. Out of the bar, getting a drink, kind of chilling out, watching things fill up. And all of a sudden, Manny Diaz comes in. And at first, it's Manny and one other guy. Right. Then there's like a young cub who's obviously trying to get in the game, and I could see Manny grilling him. About 30 minutes later, Diaz was basically holding court. Yeah. Right? I mean, everybody coming to feast at the hand, a brand new hire. New hires mean new opportunities. Shadow staffs have to be built out. Everybody trying to get in. And it was fascinating seeing the dichotomy between him and then when I saw Billy Napier enter the bar where he's talking to one other person and he was standing there for a while. And and I feel bad. I mean, Billy's been good to us on the show. He's come on every week, right? But again, those are two guys moving in opposite directions, and you could see it just from how everybody in the room was treating him. Not a lot of opportunity to be had maybe around Napier, even though he hires 87 people.
I was about to say, have you seen the polos?
That's what I'm saying. But
game-changing coordinator wasn't available.
But but it's just one of the many kind of fascinating aspects of being down here.
It is. I didn't
seen all these characters. I ran into Durante Jones.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was like, Coach, what's up, man? Used to cover you. You got dealt a bad hand, but that Alabama game was legendary, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Y'all shut him down, dude.
God, they threw the ball in the end zone with a chance to win, which
I
is
know.
Just wild considering how they played that year. I think I've told this story on this show before. I don't really know. We do a lot of shows. If I have, sorry, you're going to hear it again. One year I was down here, and I was probably going into year 3 in the NFL. So I had a contract, had a job. I was just – my in-laws at the time lived in Gulf Shores, Alabama, which is about 45 minutes from here. And so I, was there visiting family, and me and my father-in-law, we actually drove up to Mobile because like let's go watch Senior Bowl practice. I mean, why not? You know. And so I'm sitting with the Charger staff, whatever. But I get up and I'm walking around, and I had like 7 different NFL teams like, why are you here? I'm like, I'm just watching practice. Like, yeah, but like you're still under contract with the Chargers, right? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, well, you're not looking for a job? Like, what are you doing here? I'm like,
Exactly.
no, like I'm watching practice. Like my father-in-law lives like down the road, and like I thought it'd be cool. Like Norv's letting us just like chop it up, and it was Norv and Jason Garrett because they're boys, and so like the Cowboy staff and the Charger staff, and so like yeah, we're eating it up. You know, getting a chance to hang out. But, like, everybody's like, why are you here, bro? You looking for a job?
Exactly, right? And now one person who would be, well, he's not looking for a job anymore, but he would have done this in the past, is Austin Thomas. And in case you missed it, Austin Thomas is back once again at LSU. 3rd time's a charm. I'm trying to bring up my notes that I had because it's something that we never got to on yesterday's show that I wanted to touch on. But Jake, while I look for this, give me, because I'm going to give Thomas his history and his journey to get back here. But give me your kind of surface level thoughts of Thomas being back in the fold.
I mean, obviously knows Louisiana. Like a lot of this staff, it's almost like a requirement. Like you better know the state of Louisiana, and BK has shown like people that he's bringing in on both sides of the football. So Austin being here a couple of different times certainly knows the state. He knows the lay of the land. Obviously, he's done some great things in LSU colors, and also like where he's coming from. They built out a hell of a roster there in Oxford. So, like his last job, that's kind of a proof of concept again that he can get a really nice roster put together. And so, like you have to have somebody in these positions now. And so, like I'm curious, like how they got him back again to be, at LSU, considering like he's gone away and come back. Now we know him and Scott Woodward have a very, very tight relationship.
Him and Woody are very, very tight. Woody is a massive AT fan. He's all in on him. And you're seeing a bit of an interesting trend. And by the way, credit Wilson Alexander for breaking the Austin Thomas news. You're seeing a bit of an interesting trend, Jake. It was brought to my attention by some message board purveyors. I had not heard this term before. No, not Taylor, actually. Taylor. But have you heard the term Kelly casualty?
I have not.
That is basically people who, when Kelly came in, for one reason or another, were, they didn't survive the transition of power, right? Like Trey Palmer's one of them. But what you've seen now, Corey Raymond was one of them. Now, again, I think it's because they were kind of slow playing Corey, and he was like, well, I got this other offer. I might as well go do it. But now Austin Thomas, also one of them. Remember, Austin Thomas not originally kept, and now probably Woody getting in Kelly's ear a bit and being like, Coach, look at what he's done at Ole Miss over the last 2 years. Like, this is a cat that we should, think about bringing back here.
Yeah.
And so now I love seeing a guy being willing to not be so calcified in his position, right? That BK would say, you know what, maybe we made a mistake letting Corey Raymond go.
Yeah.
And we need to rectify that. We made a mistake letting Austin Thomas go. We need to rectify that. So here's Thomas's journey. He worked for Coach Miles 13 to 17. When Coach O gets the interim job in 16, he becomes GM, which at the time was an ahead-of-the-curve job title. There weren't any GMs in college football. Now you have to have one, right? He then went to A&M with Scott Woodward, where he was an associate AD, worked very closely with Woody. He was at Baylor in 2020, so a quick little jaunt with Dave Aranda.
Yep.
Then he comes back to LSU in 2021, but everything goes awry. Brian Kelly comes in, he leaves, goes to Ole Miss, where he had the title of Chief of Staff. And as Jake said, like we all see how they built that roster, what happens. And so it's very exciting now to me that you have him back here in a day and age where, again, he's been doing this job. He's been at the forefront of trying to figure out the insanity of the new age of college football. He has years of experience at it. He's been all over the SEC. And now he's back, and it feels like in an infinitely more stable environment than the last couple of times he's been here.
Oh, without question. I mean, like he's been at LSU, and it's been a little chaotic. I mean, if you kind of think about, like, obviously, like the end of Les Miles' tenure and then the 2020 season he leaves, and then when he comes back, it's still like there's chaos, it feels like, all around LSU. Then you have the new coaching hire. And so, like, this is probably the most stable LSU that he's ever been to.
Yeah.
Like, actually, like, hopefully we can get him on here in the next couple of weeks, and I'd love to ask him, like, hey, so, like, how'd it feel walking into a building that felt like it was, stable? How'd that feel?
Yeah, exactly,
Was
right?
that great?
Like, yeah.
Enjoy that? And so, look, LSU needs someone in that position. We all know that. I think all major schools do. And so you have somebody that understands, again, the lay of the land, but also, like, he has proven, like, he can do more with less. And I'm not trying to throw shade at Ole Miss here. That's just what it is. Like, he has put together a hell of a roster in a school that typically doesn't compete with you roster-wise, right? And so I'm a fan of it. I think you lose somebody to where'd Will go? Auburn, right? You lose Will to Redmond to Auburn, and so you're starting over, and this is a good person to start over with, because this late into the game, like, you don't have to hit complete reset.
Yeah.
Again, like, he can hit the floor running. Like, I'm sure, like, as soon as he got there, he had already talked to multiple high school coaches in the area, all those things.
He already knows the lay of the land. There's no onboarding because he's already been onboarded twice before. In fact, he came up in the system, and now he he gets to go add to a 25 class that is currently number one by a country mile. And he gets to go.
I haven't heard that in a while. I appreciate that, Bo.
And he and I'm going to be fascinated to see what kind of spring work he can do in the Pirtle, especially when it comes to D tackles. That is still the biggest flaw with this LSU team. They need D tackles. Which, by the way, we talk about Charles Turner. Shout out Jordan Jefferson here in Mobile this week. We talk about him as well. All right, when we get back, let's wrap up hour number 1, and then we are supposed to have Sam Hartman to kick off hour 2. Let's go. Eye candy for all of us. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to K2Z window coverings. You want window coverings that wow? You want K2Z. Now, the website is K2ZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com, and you have to understand that you really probably don't understand how much goes into this, right? And so you're going to want to get Brandon Barton out there to give you that estimate and really look at your home, understand the angles and degrees that the sun is hitting your home, how it interacts with your home at all times throughout the day, and then figure out the best plan for you to bring your starter home, the home of your dreams, whatever it is, to the next level, right, to where you want it to be. It's functional, it's aesthetic, and it's anything you need. It's outdoor living spaces. It's K2Z.
Yeah, quick point here. I'm trying to watch the games. I believe it was on Sunday, and I'm trying to shut, like, multiple things in our house. And Katie's like, hey, go hit the button, you big dummy. So I dropped the outdoor screen, and it shaded the entire living room. We had no glare on the TV.
No glare on the TV.
No glare. It was the middle of the day, because that's exactly what, like, an outdoor shade can do, even for the interior of your home. K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year than by taking your boat to the next level? Get the boat of your dreams, and that's where Front to Back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 Black Widow trucks, $20,000 off new Ram 1500 trucks, and all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more
Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. It's Senior Bowl week in Mobile. How are the Tigers doing, and who are the Saints keeping an eye on? We'll talk about it. 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
leaving home out on the road. I've been down before.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Don't let him fool you. Old Jim Nagy's got that dog in him. There's no other way that you could produce such a talented roster as we have in Mobile, Alabama this year at this year's Senior Bowl. I mean, he's been saying it, but it's not lip service. This is the most talented roster. And shout out our girl, Rivs, working it, getting connections. It seems so. Jake's always had the VIP pass for practice because Sirius has, they're huge. They're big ties, right? So Jake can go on the field. We've normally been relegated to the stands, but Riffs just worked their magic. And we're going to be on the field this year. Let's freaking go, dude. Watching one-on-ones on field level. Your boy is hyped right now. That's going to be so fire, dude. I can't wait.
Will you please bring back the notepad? And just act like you're taking notes.
The fake might as well have been a baseball, or not baseball. I'm reading baseball. Might as well have been a movie prop.
Yes.
That I think I wrote.
2 years ago.
One thing about something.
I think it was Cole Strange.
It might have been, yeah. Or
like 69 T-bar, no glove.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and look, hey, first round pick, dude. So I'm one.
And
for
nobody
one.
had him as a first rounder except T-Bob.
I'm 1 for 1, dude. My scouting is undefeated.
I mean, we're talking about Austin Thomas being able to find talent. What about T-Bob Hebert?
Here's one thing that I think Austin Thomas, the Cajun Bash, the recruiting week we talked about yesterday. One thing it does do for me, Jake, is it really does reinforce how important this year is to set up LSU for the future. And it's a tough road to hoe because I kind of feel like the goal needs to be 12-team playoff. At the same time, I'm not sure that I expect LSU to make the 12-team playoff. They've got a schedule that looks very hard on paper. With 10 of 12 Power 5 teams, it's maybe an examination a bit. It's not easier. It's maybe easier than it actually looks. But right now, you have so much positive momentum in this 2025 class. Nick Saban is gone. Not that this matters nearly as much, but Jim Harbaugh is gone as well.
Where'd he go?
Your opportunity, God, that we can get into the. He does not fit those colors, but we'll get into that later. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. The aesthetic wasn't the same, that's for sure.
But there's so much opportunity, so much riding on this year. To keep this 25 class together, which, again, it shouldn't be the main goal, but it's just an ancillary effect of you have to put your best foot forward. And as we enter this new era of college football, there's a real chance here to establish yourself as one of the teams to watch.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. I think when you look at the 12-team playoff and LSU and what their standard is and what they've done in the past, like it has to be like this is the goal, like making the 12-team playoff. Even in a year like this, T-Bob, even a year where you have a lot of change, you have new defensive staff, you have maybe some deficiencies that you're still trying to fill. I mean, not maybe, they do. I mean, defensive tackle, some defensive backs, and we don't know what it's going to look like. It's still, like last year, you had one of the worst defenses in your school's history, and you still finished 12th in the country.
Yeah.
Like you were one spot away from making a 12-team playoff because we know the group of 5 team gets that last spot there at 12. So, like, for all those reasons, now you had a Heisman Trophy quarterback, you had 2 first-round receivers, you have a generational offensive line. I get all of that. But you've got a quarterback you feel really good about. Receiver, we'll see who steps up. That's still a question mark. You still have the same generational offensive line. So, like, you mix all those things together. Is the schedule difficult? Of course it is. You're playing at LSU. But it could have been worse.
Yeah.
It certainly could have been worse. And so, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And I'm okay. Like, yeah, 12-team playoff is the standard at a place like LSU, even in a year where you have most things figured out, but not everything figured out.
Yeah, and to me, that's why I go back to watching what Austin Thomas and this staff is going to do in terms of defensive tackle coming out of spring. Like, I don't think you're going to get – it's going to be tough to think about getting anybody who's just going to straight up dominate, but at this point, you just need starters. Like, you just need guys that can give you minutes and give you some depth, and then you kind of will figure out everything else. Like it's not going to be the strength of your defense, but it just needs to be – it can't be a disaster. And – we'll see what they do then. More OTB, Sam Hartman coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Rejuvenate Medical. You want to look as healthy and young and strapping as this lad in front of me right here. You want to go to Rejuvenate Medical, your anti-aging clinic, okay? Fight the untreated effects of aging. I don't care if it's facial aging, andropause, menopause, you already know the deal, like mood and memory problems, insomnia, like just weight gain. You're not getting the returns from your workout. You go to Rejuvenate, get your labs drawn, get that free consultation. Go to rejuvenatemedical.com today.
Yeah, once you go to that website, you'll see exactly what T-Bob is talking about right there in the top right corner of the site. It's where you can get that consultation set up because everybody's dealing with something. And if you want to know what that something is, then you go and you get it set up. You can find a list of conditions they can treat for you on that website. Get it all done today on their website. Again, rejuvenatemedical.com, rejuvenatemedical.com.
There it is, the extra mile on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Tuesday, January 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 70. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll be joined by Sam Hartman at the top of the hour, and then we'll talk to LSU women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey at 8:30. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in hour number 2 of OTB, and I hope you're watching on YouTube because we are being joined by the best-looking man in all of college football, a damn good quarterback, QB1, Sam Hartman. Sam, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us.
That was quite the introduction.
Okay,
so
on my pod, I think we were calling you Sam Hartman for much of the year. You had like a very rugged Prince Eric thing going on. You hear all of this, right? Like you're aware of all of this.
A little bit. Yeah. You know, it flashes on my timeline every once in a while, but try to keep the blinders on.
Hey, we got the beard about as low as I've seen it though.
Yeah, I just shaved it down. You know, I think I'm the oldest person on the Senior Bowl squad, National and American
senior
combined,
of the Senior
and probably
Bowls.
and probably some of the scouts I might be older than, so I had to shave it down and make sure.
Did you have a gray showing or something? You want to make sure you shaved it down? I get it.
I'm not going to comment on that. You know what I mean?
So, Sam, now for some actual football before we return to just judging you on your ruggishly good looks. Watching you at Wake Forest was crazy to me because of that slow mesh, dude. I always describe the slow mesh as like Jackie Chan drunken fighting. It just felt weird and like you couldn't really wrap your head around it, and the timing was all wild. First, take me there. What was it like coming up in such a kind of offbeat offense?
Yeah, it was definitely unique. But I mean, I use it to my benefit at this point. Playing at Notre Dame was obviously way more traditional, way more pro style, and you know, I learned a lot from being at Notre Dame, being here now in the Senior Bowl, getting in and out of the huddle, calling plays from a wristband, calling plays from somebody talking in your ear, all those things. But Wake was kind of taught me how to, you know, make different throws, play with a lot of people and bodies around you. It was kind of, again, I always see the.
I still don't know how you did it,
bro. It seems so terrified. The pocket would just be like insane.
There's a lot of guys around here that made it way more terrifying. And so that's the cool part about this game is you get to kind of reconnect with it. Like Peyton Wilson for NC State, one of probably the best players I think I've ever played against. We played against each other for 6 years, and every year we played him, and every year he was giving me fits. And so to be able to kind of connect with him and talk with him and just kind of see it from his side. And, he would always say, like, it's so different playing you at Wake and then I play you at Notre Dame, and it's like, I don't get to hit you. You were back in the pocket, protected. I'm like, yeah, it was a little nicer, a little, the body felt a little better after this year. But
that was a damn good game. That was the game that had the crazy rain delay this year, dude.
Oh, first play out of the rain delay, y'all took it to the
house.
house.
I remember that, dude.
That was sweet.
So, okay, so you kind of feel like maybe like that pocket presence, that ability not to get rattled, is that carries forward. What was that transition like, though, then, knowing you had – because, by all reports, it seems like you came in and took control immediately, right? That's what we all heard on the outside looking in. How did you accomplish that when it is so vastly different and you had a short timeline to do it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of the credit is to, Coach Clausen and Wake. I mean, I learned a lot and grew up a lot. When I showed up, I was kind of handed a starting job that I didn't really deserve. I didn't really know what it took at that time to be a starting quarterback, at any college, but at an ACC school and a Power 5 conference playing, the big dogs. And so I had to learn, I had to grow up, and, I got time. And luckily for me, with, the COVID and redshirt year, I had more time than most. And then when I got to Notre Dame, it was more of the same. I know I got blessed at Wake with having unbelievable teammates and unbelievable staff around me, and then I got to Notre Dame, and it was the same thing. It was a similar culture, a similar locker room that, you kind of, I would say, were the epitome of college football, where it's just a group of guys that have nothing in common from all corners of the world, from New Jersey.
That's true.
Right? The state of New Jersey, right? Or from North Carolina, where Wake Forest is, right? All those things.
He's already got you pegged.
Yeah, all those things, all those things just culminate into this unbelievable kind of game that we get to play, and now you're trying to play it on the biggest stage.
So what was it like? I mean, everything you established at Wake Forest, all the equity that you built up, the leader and, passing leader in the school's history, all those things, and then you go to a new place. Like, when I was a free agent, like, I played my career 5 years somewhere. Then I went to a new place. I felt like a rookie again. Like, I didn't really know, like, where I fit into the locker room. But you being a quarterback, you probably had to have a different mentality going from Wake to Notre Dame.
It was both. It was one of the same. It was very like a rookie, like a freshman. Like, I'm showing up in 2018 at Wake, and I'm kind of like, all right, well, where's the QB room? Where do we eat meals? Where's the training room? How do we go into the weight room? What do we got to wear? The amount of times I had the wrong shirt on or something, I'm like, dude, and everyone's like, yo, what are you doing? You're freaking 23 years old, 24 years old. I'm like, I don't know, man. I just got here. And it was cool because we got to kind of, it was great because I was put in with the mid-year. So I was with 17, 18-year-old kids that are like as wide-eyed as I am, but obviously I have a little bit more experience.
Like a calming presence for them. That you can kind of be like, come here, my children.
Yeah, come on, let's go. And so that kind of helped me connect, right? Because that's the hard part, is you show up at a place like this with social media, with a presence, with just kind of an aura that you're coming in and you're supposed to be like
the savior.
And it's like, okay, like I understand, but also I got to win the job. I got to win the team. I got to do all these different things, and I also still got to just do my day-to-day kind of flow.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, and it's crazy because you accomplished it, right? I mean, it's like Notre Dame fans and the team and everybody by all reports really fell in love with you. And it's interesting now thinking about you're essentially going to be doing that again, right? Just on the NFL level. Do you feel like now that you've been through it so recently, does that sort of almost give you some even more built-in preparation for making that jump to Sunday?
For sure, and I think that was a huge part of why I made that decision to come back, was because it would be an opportunity on a lower scale, but also still a very big scale, to make that kind of transition, make those adjustments, figure out what works, what doesn't. And again, it's a whole nother world out here, and it's you can't compare college to the NFL in any way. The locker rooms, you're dealing with like grown men and people with kids, and this is their livelihoods, and everything you got to do to play in this league and this level, and the speed jumps, and every week you're not playing a low-level school, you're going to play an NFL football team. So there's not as much comparison and similarity, but there is, in a sense, the idea of walking into a locker room that you have no foothold in, and trying to get into the door without kicking the door down and being disruptive about it is just huge.
All right, so everybody comes here to Mobile, no matter where you're supposed to go in the draft, with a purpose and something they want to prove. So what is something you want to prove getting started today on the practice field?
I mean, I think the big thing is just staying calm, and again, like, our coaches keep saying, and they're doing a great job of just like, you're going to go out, you learn the offense on Wednesday, it got installed, somebody's going the wrong route, you might make the wrong read.
Yeah.
What do you do after it? And so it's just handling adversity throughout this entire process, because the way that, I'm kind of looking at it, it's the Triple Crown, right? You got the Senior Bowl, you got the draft, and you got your pro day. And there's a lot of different things and events in between that, but, those are your three big kind of, trophies that you can hold up if you come out here and do your thing and interview well and practice well and just handle your business, then, it sets you up for the next one. But you can't win this one without winning the Senior Bowl, win the whole thing without winning the Senior Bowl, and you can't do that without winning this interview and then the practice and then so forth.
You narrow the focus. It's the old. So my old man played quarterback in the league for a long time, and his golden rule is one snap and clear. Right? Doesn't matter if you did good, bad. It only matters what happens next. Do you have, when it comes to dealing with that adversity, overcoming a bad play, do you have a mantra or a technique that you fall back on?
Yeah, one play, one life.
One play, one life.
Coach Freemanism.
Hell yeah, dude. How you last one here, and then we'll get you out of here, Sam. How you feel about Marcus Freeman taking Notre Dame into the future?
They're going to do great. I mean, obviously, he's probably the best looking.
I was about to say,
you got some competition.
He is the best looking coach in all of college football. Y'all made quite the combo, dude.
And so he'll be good in that department, and then so he'll look good on TV. But I think they have a great thing going, and I think that's a tough place to coach and a tough place to play. And there's a lot of high expectations, but it's also with those expectations is the greatness of that university and the history behind it. And they're trending in the right direction, and it's not going to be overnight, and it's gonna take time. But I think if it's going to be a year with now the 12-team playoff and everything to make a run, it's going to be this year, and then obviously so on and so forth.
Hell yeah, man! Sam Hartman, Wake great, Notre Dame great, hottest man in college football. Cannot thank you enough for coming on. Best of luck this week, man. Can't wait to watch you out there. Thank you, Sam, for real, man.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Great meeting you, man.
As always.
All right. We will be back with more OTB coming up next. Keep it locked, youtube.com/1045ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUX, Tommys.com, TOMMYS. You will see the difference clearly. Shout out to Tommy's, man. Tommy's been in this game for 27 years. Now, 7 years ago, he said, you know what? I know this window game inside and out. It's time for me to run the business, the way that I want to do it how I think is best. And so 7 years ago, he started Tommy's, and it has just been a roaring success since. And 7 years in a row, Tommy's has been honored with the Angie's Service Award, and that's because the customer service is how they separate, right? That's why they have massively good reviews. That's why they have a very strong price point. And I always tell you every day, go get 3 bids, okay? We just want to be one of the bids here at Tommy's. Let them prove what I'm telling you right now. It's local. It's the best. It's attention to detail. It's Tommy's Windows.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ford F-150 lifted trucks. $10,000 off new Ford F-150 and 3.9% financing. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
We're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. Premium, you're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year than by taking your boat to the next level? Get the boat of your dreams, and that's where Front to Back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're
Mama told me
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back here, OTB. Hoping to have Coach Kim Mulkey at 8:30, like we normally do on Tuesday. Going to go ahead and work on confirming that. Yeah, Rivs, I guess you might as well hop on the mic right now because last night.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Sam Hartman. Ugh.
Oh, well, no, you know what? You're right. Let's do the Sam Hartman thing, and then we can maybe get into a little LSU Mississippi State. Okay, so obviously, everybody here has been like so good at interviews and so intelligent and has such good perspective and depth to their answers. Surface level is also a thing, and that's probably a top 5 attractive male that I've ever seen in my entire life.
I mean,
in real life.
I mean this like objectively, truly. He is probably the best looking person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like in real life, like face to face.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's an exaggeration.
And
I don't think we're being prisoners of the moment.
He was very, very kind to everyone around him.
Yep.
He was making fun of you.
Oh, watch out. He's right behind you.
Cool. I almost made y'all go hand to hand.
Yeah, it was he was excellent.
Hey, Sam, what was your hand size yesterday? 9'5".
Oh, wow. Okay.
A little big for the 9-inch Kings. But we'll allow it.
Yeah. 11, in case you're wondering.
Cool. That was my nightmare.
As Rivs is waxing poetic about the most.
Y'all didn't want to give me like a.
I was looking down at my.
What is happening?
I should have just let it ride. I did tell you. I literally told you. I hooked you up. Yeah, and look, there's some people in chat like, if you say this about a woman, it's sexist, and people are mad. Guys, nobody likes double standard guys. Like, who cares? We all understand it. It just is what it is. Some things are deemed socially acceptable. Some things are not.
But he also knows, I mean, y'all talked about it. You led with it. He knows that he is objectively a good-looking person.
He's got mirrors at his house.
But I'm saying, people are upset. Like, you can't talk about a woman in that same way. Because, okay, yeah, so what? That's fine. That's just life. It's how we judge these things. It's social democracy, okay? What offends people to the point of you shouldn't do it, and what do people are okay with? And people are okay with one, they're not the other. Get over it. It doesn't matter. It's like these insane Clay Travis takes that I see where he's just quixotic, tilting at windmills, talking about if Bill Belichick was black, it'd be the biggest story in sports that he doesn't have a head job because he's all about system. What are you talking about, Clay? Shut the hell up. Who are you arguing with? You're creating a figment. Like in the same way, shut the hell up. If this was what nobody cares, nobody likes that guy, Debbie Downer. Get out of here. We're trying to have fun. I talked about Sam Hartman all year long, and I finally got the chance to do it in real life, and he was awesome.
He was awesome. He was very nice.
He lived up to everything and then some.
Yeah.
Like, don't go around being that guy that just injects your, this is a double standard. Nobody likes that guy at parties. You're
I
the
just asked him how big he
absolute
was right before he walked off. It's okay. That's what we're here for.
Wait, but that was a little surprising. Wait, how big are your hands? Like,
Almost 11.
his hands looked much bigger than.
Yeah, he shook my hand. I was like, all right. Now, Pinnock shook my hand, and I was like, oh, this actually fills up my hand. He was 10'3".
Well, he's 10'3". He's a big boy. Who came in with
I thought
9?
he would have bigger.
Wait, yesterday, who
came in 9 on the dot yesterday? You texted the group.
Oh, Peyton Wilson.
Peyton Wilson, big man, dude.
Look, how are y'all built? How are y'all 6'4", 240 pounds, and you got 9-inch hands?
Ask Joe Burrow, dude.
How is that possible?
It's me. It's the Heisman winner, Joe Burrow. It's the Lombardi or the Bednarik winner, Peyton Wilson. We are 9-inch kids.
I mean, on the dot. I was shocked.
Yeah.
9.5 can get in your club, though.
No, I don't know.
Why do you think his hands really did look bigger than that? I wonder what.
You need to relax.
Yeah.
Jake noticed it too, though.
Well, that's something I always
Jake noticed it too.
You're just on cloud 9 right now.
I can go home now.
Yeah,
Good luck.
exactly.
Packing all this up.
I'm done. Rube's about to light a cigarette and head on back.
I'm out.
So that's enough about Sam Hartman.
Okay.
Last night.
Hope he plays well in the game.
Last night, LSU, Mississippi State. What's the name of the stadium?
The Hump.
Yeah,
the
Hump.
The Humphrey Coliseum.
I said enough about Sam Hartman. Right? Hey, guys, come on. Here we go. Dang it!
Oh, you suck.
I always hold on.
Got real spooky in here.
Nope, that's not it either.
But that one works.
Yeah, it does.
This is what I was looking for. I'm just going to have to switch those. I figured out I can. Last night in the Hump, LSU women lose the game. Packed out, huh? Sold out crowd?
First sold out crowd for that coach. I don't know.
Yeah, because since
last
he's been
time.
there, I mean, because we were good for a long time, and then we were just kind of okay.
So what happened? Because I was actually referencing Coach Mulkey's post game, but I don't know. I just assumed it was still the same Mississippi State coach from when they were awesome and in Final Fours and everything.
I don't know how long Sam Purcell has been there, but he was not there during our run.
It's the first time they've beat a top 10 team since 2018. I saw that on the broadcast last night.
But I think that everyone kind of had a feeling that we're going to be okay this year, so they're back in. Yeah. I mean, Starkville's kind of a women's basketball place.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
We don't sell out, but people go to those games. It's exciting still. So sold out was very exciting. Although I didn't even see any of the game. We get back to the hotel, and you sent me the message. I didn't even realize that we had won.
Yeah. The
I did
video
not
Purcell,
see your message until this morning.
The video of Purcell as the three is going up, like kind of hitting like a little twerk stance, like down low, and then coming up. It's a good video. I think from the LSU perspective, I'm going to be fascinated. I hope we can catch up with Coach because after the game, she had some really interesting quotes about a lack of depth, lack of experience, toughness, and one of the kind of things that I want to get into with her is can you manufacture these things?
Right.
Is there a way of microwaving?
Don't you have to go through some lumps to create depth before you get to the NCAA tournament?
I think so.
In my meathead brain, that's what I'm thinking. But obviously, she might have a different viewpoint. Like, hey, maybe that person that you feel like's right on the verge of being somebody, maybe you give her some run to get her some of those minutes and try to create some of that veteran presence that maybe you don't have right now.
She said that, well, one thing she did talk about, too, is that they don't have depth, and so if a player's struggling, they can't really sub them out. They just have to sit there and try to make them figure it out.
Look, you still got to create it. I mean, you got to give, 6 minutes here, 5 minutes here sometimes. Because, you can't go into the NCAA tournament playing 5 people, 6 people.
Isn't that kind of what happened with South Carolina?
Last year?
This year. When y'all played this year.
Oh,
yeah.
Like the death, yeah.
When Angel Reese fouled out.
Right. It was like you had those 5 players, and it was kind of like.
You were done for.
Yeah.
I mean, again, though, that is my least favorite. And it's not just when it affects my teams. I hate it when the other team loses their best player as well. It's just like I watch sports because I want to see the best players when the game's on the line. And so building your sport so that it becomes really easy for the best player to have to sit down through significant portions of the game, I kind of see that to be an inherent flaw. I know some would maybe like that over an advantage over the NBA where you get 6 fouls, but if I was in charge of college basketball, male and female, I would just change it to 6 and say, screw it. Now, I know it adds strategy. It's on the players to be more disciplined, like Angel should not have swiped the ball, whatever. But, yeah, I'm with you, Jake. I think you these losses are not the worst thing. Because in losses are where the best lessons are learned, right? And it's where you can, if you're a coach, it's where you can reinforce your points. And what Coach Mulkey's talking about is they right now they cannot seem to get stops when it matters.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm not exactly sure how you seek to fix that, but if you're going to win in tournament time and everything else, that is something that's going to have to be fixed.
And I realize that they got to the mountaintop, but once you get to the mountaintop, you have a different set of problems. Now, Coach Mulkey knows those set of problems because she's been there and had to defend their championship at Baylor. These players, even though a lot of them played for that game, they haven't had to be in this situation. So when you go on the road to Mississippi State, they've got almost 10,000 people in the building. That's because of you. Now, Mississippi State, they have a desire to be good in women's basketball. They've always had great crowds, but those extra people that are filling out from 6,000 to 9,000, they're like, she talked about it, like they're the Beatles.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to know they're going to yell and scream and dislike you, and like, you're the champion. You have to be able to handle that as well. Like, every time they go on the road, they're going to add extra people to the seats because of who they are. And you might have been in that like when you were hunting, but now you're the hunted, and how do you handle that?
Well, and you're the hunted, and you don't have the team that got you to that status in the first place, right? Now you have Angel Reese, you have Flage, who are both a part of last year's team and superstars in their own right. And then you have other superstars in terms of fame and NIL, like Haley Van Lith. But the point is, you are being targeted because of this past success, but the current team aren't the ones that accomplished that past success. And so that creates a pretty intense mixture where you're going to get got a couple times. I also don't think that you can discount the effect that the South Carolina game has, right? Kind of a hangover effect.
For sure.
Where you go toe-to-toe, it's a PMAC.
It's another thing that you have to be able to handle.
Yes. So that's, again, another good learning lesson.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot afford to let one game bleed into the next. And so when you have the lead on South Carolina and the whole game, and then you blow it in the manner that they did, you kind of go half-stepping into the next because you're still distracted by the past.
Like I said, it's a brand new set of circumstances after you get to where they got. And you have to use this time now to learn from these things, understand how to deal with these things. And, again, when you have a coach that's been through it, that helps. But you as a player realize that you have to change some of the things that you're doing. It's not like they're playing bad. Like, in their losses, they're not getting blown out. It's one thing, right? It's not finishing. It's a foul when you don't need a foul. It's closing out a quarter, right? Against South Carolina, that hurt them. Now, it looked like they fixed it against Mississippi State. I know you hadn't had a chance to watch it. First quarter, second quarter, like, very, very well done as far as closing out the quarter. Okay, so they learned from that, but now they got it, the offensive rebounds were an issue and second chance points in this game. And so, like, there's things they got to continue to work on. You still have time. I'd love to hear from Coach, like, how they're going to maybe change some of the roster and different things that they're going to do as far as just getting, more bodies. Like, can you get to 8? Can you get to 8 bodies that you feel good about?
Well, this is what we're going to do. We'll call Coach Mulkey and just see what happens. Again, no confirmation quite yet, but hopefully we can catch up with her next here on OTB. Rivs, any parting words? Might as well get in now because we're going to beat that ass during baseball.
I mean, you are for sure.
Although, Mississippi State took 2 of 3 last year.
Oh, yeah.
Gave them hope.
That don't matter, dude.
It really does.
Are they the national champs?
No. No Jacob Tammy at Kentucky. They're not.
Although I was looking at, I don't have any parting words, but I was looking at just the SEC records of the women's y'all, my voice is tough.
I don't think it sounds bad. It's got like a little raspy sort of feel
I mean,
to it.
obviously you've got South Carolina, like 19-0,
Yeah.
whatever. But everybody else, so LSU 18-4, Vanderbilt 17-4, Mississippi State 17-5.
Yeah, there's not another like UConn or something out there in this South Carolina
We're all kind
vein.
of just hovering.
Which, look, it's kind of what LSU did last year.
Yeah.
I guess they had a slightly better record, but just kind of hover, and then hope to peak at the right time. Look, Daniel Blunt says this is sultry Rivers. So there you go. You got a little sultry rasp to the voice. Greg Lamont says /R college basketball. Hates how much Mulkey's on the court. Well, that's what I love about Coach Mulkey is she is one of the ultimate examples of if she's not your coach, you're constantly talking crap and everything, but that's my dog.
Oh, for
that's
sure.
my coach. And I go to war for Coach Mulkey.
Oh, and off campus, we talk women's basketball. Like the Iowa fans come and just waves for my mentions because we're talking about LSU women's basketball.
You know what I say? I don't want to hear it, okay? Look at the ring. Get it?
Oh, my God. You were there. You were there.
All right. I don't want to hear it.
Nope. Yep. Nope.
Coming up next. More, hopefully. Keep it locked. OTB.
He was about to hit the same.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I'm going to get it right. Practice makes perfect. You got to take these lumps. I mean, it's literally everything that we just talked about. You can't be good at the soundboard if you don't use it consistently. You know who does use it consistently? All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Go check out the service center. Remember, right now, you mentioned T-Bob, Jake, OTB. Get $100 towards that deductible. All makes and models are welcome, okay? So I don't care what type of vehicle you have. Body shop, just a little service. Bring it into All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Go to the website today, and if you're buying new, if you're leasing, or if you are renting, everything is available. No matter what you're looking for, they've got you covered. Multiple midsize SUVs, multiple hybrids, multiple sedans, multiple trucks. They've got it all over at All-Star. So if you've got a trip coming up for Mardi Gras break, kids going to be out for school, go ahead and rent that Toyota for that trip today. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year than by taking your boat to the next level? Get the boat of your dreams, and that's where Front to Back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. the local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, welcome back to Off the Bench. Not Hester and T-Bob. They're having a little bit of technical difficulties on the set over in Mobile. So Taylor and I are going to bring it back to studio and talk a little bit until they get it figured out. Taylor?
Yeah, Alondra, let's continue this talk about women's basketball. I know they broke it down a little bit. There are two glaring weaknesses with this team that need to be fixed. I think there's a way to fix it. I don't know if they will, though. Look, you bring in a player like a Haley Van Lith, excellent player at Louisville, but she was a score-first player. You're asking her to be a true point guard. That is not her game. You're kind of putting the old, what's the old saying, the square peg in the round hole, if you will. Because her best attribute is her ability to score the basketball. When you put her in that true point guard role, you're taking her best attribute away. Now, if you want to turn her into that score-first point guard, that's great. But you have so much talent 1 through 5 that you're taking the other player's best attribute away. I would run this offense through Michaela Williams. Michaela Williams has ran this point guard a few times this year. When she does, the offense has a lot more spacing. Pound for pound, she's probably the best and most athletic all-around player on this basketball team. That's weird to say as a true freshman, but you go look at the tape, offensive end, defensive end, ability to play 1 through 4. I think Michaela Williams can run the point guard spot on this particular team. As far as the bench goes, that is a bigger problem. This team has scored a total of 10 bench points the last 2 games combined. 10 total in 2 games. They had 6 last night. They had 4 against South Carolina. You got outscored by Mississippi State last night, 35-6 off the bench. Mississippi State only dressed 9 players, and you got outscored 35-6. Also, Mississippi State shot 84% from the third in the third quarter. 84%, and the reason is your starting 5 is so gassed coming out of halftime because they're playing the entire game. It's the same thing we saw against South Carolina, right? They started making that run at the end of the second half, and then boom, that lead ballooned up again in the third quarter. That's the second game in a row we've seen this. You can't fix that because you do not have a Kateri Poole anymore. Samaya Smith tore her knee. She is out for the year.
I was going to say, I feel like they're really, really missing Kateri Poole and Samaya Smith, especially Samaya Smith, out with a ACL, I believe, injury. And they're really, really missing them. Kateri Poole was a really big piece of the team last year, if you'll remember. And so I agree with you.
Well, if You're talking about her being a big piece of the team.
Yeah.
This is when you get into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
You go back and watch those tournament games last year. Katari Poole was a starting point guard for this team. She actually took over for last year Poa, who I think is a great defender off the bench, but it's a lot like Jose Alvarado that we talk about all the time with the Pelicans. Great if you're up. You can have her come off the bench for that defensive presence. If you need scoring off the bench, she's just not that type of player. And really, Aaliyah Del Rosario isn't either. Her only role is to come in and kind of relieve Angel Reese when she gets tired, because you got one guard off the bench and one post player. You got Poa and Del Rosario. Neither of that is a recipe for success. So that's something that cannot be fixed. But again, going back to the point guard spot, the offense can. When Michaela Williams runs the show, whether it's fast break or when Van Lith needs a break, the spacing's been a lot better. The passing's been a lot better. And you got Johnson, Van Lith, and Morrow, who are all really good outside shooters that can be those wing shooters off of an athletic guard like Michaela Williams, because Williams can shoot, she can drive the lane, and she's a really good passer. I think that's the recipe for success right now for the LSU Tigers. All right, look, we're going to take a break right now, and then we're going to come back. We're going to try to reconnect with Jake and T-Bob from the Senior Bowl. But if not, you're going to have more from me and Alondra right here in studio. So we'll be back on the other side of this break on Off the Bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 Black Widow trucks, $20,000 off new Ram 1500 trucks, and all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto.
Some people call me the space cowboy.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah. Some call me the gangster of love.
All right.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? We are back. Sorry about that. Alondra and Taylor, look, I'm very proud of both of you. Y'all both do great work. I think y'all are both excellent on the mic and very confident. But you are not allowed to spike the show so y'all can get a full segment to yourselves, okay? Are we clear on this?
I mean, if y'all took care of what y'all had to take care of over there, we wouldn't have had to do it.
Look, I'm going to take the blame on this one, T-Bob. It's my fault. I made a call to a guy I know out in Mobile. It will not happen again, though.
Thank you. Okay, see, Alondra, Taylor, for once, does the right thing, takes responsibility. Thank you very much, Taylor. Look, guys, I love the initiative, okay? I don't want to hide your light under a bushel. I'm not trying to sit on your initiative, but you just can't be spiking the show. Great job, though. What did y'all talk about?
Yeah. We talked women's basketball.
Okay, hell yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so we tried for whatever reason can't get in touch with Coach Mulkey this season. Today. Hopefully we can make that up a bit later on this week.
I bet their
really
women's basketball talk was actually probably better because
yes, no doubt.
They know the team inside and out.
Yeah,
so.
I have to talk in broad strokes about competition and the things that I hear Coach talking about. But no, Taylor and Alondra know this team much better than we do. God, I'm getting excited for practice, dude. It is right around the corner. We are going to be on the field. We are going to be breaking down all of the action. We got Nick Underhill coming up to kick off hour number 3.
Is Nick here?
He will be here whenever the Saints get here. They generally do not spend the whole week here, but the Saints come up here at a certain point. Is that like I thought this was I feel
every
like,
team's got to be here right now.
So how's that work then? Maybe, but I think there's a certain time when they do media availability. But whatever, maybe they are.
I just thought maybe he'd come chop it up if he was here.
If he's here, I don't think he's getting up at all. I don't think he's coming out to Radio Row at 9 a.m. to then head
for
over.
Us, 9 a.m. is
to USA. Yeah.
For him, it's like, what are you doing? No.
Greg says T-Bob knows nothing about LSU women's basketball. Well, look. That's not true. I watched the last 2 games. Well, not last night's game, but I watched the game before that. Yeah, exactly. Jake watched that game. So what's up, dog? Come at me, bro. Our knives are sharp. Let's talk Saints offensive coordinator, Jake. Are you at all worried about the timing on this, about them kind of slow playing this? Of course, many guys have gotten snatched up. Guys that haven't, they've entered Texans quarterback coach Rod Johnson twice, which is of note. You have Ronald Curry in-house. There's the Niners passing game quarter, Clint Kubiak, who could be a potential candidate. Niners quarterback coach Brian Greasy, which I've forgotten he was the QB coach over there.
Yeah, he's in TV forever.
To be fair, I mean, those are guys that if you want to talk to them, you kind of have slow play because they're still playing a bit. You have former Eagles OC Brian Johnson. I mean, John Gruden's kind of out there in the mix. Are you at all worried that other teams have already acted on their OC and the Saints have not yet?
Yes, I would be.
Really? Why is that?
Well, when you start to see like everybody already making moves and then your choices like that pool, the talent pool really shrinks. But like outside of that, you're in Mobile to scout. Like you would want your offensive coordinator here scouting offensive players that you're potentially going to draft.
True.
Now, I'm not to say that you're going to, have to draft somebody that played in Mobile, but chances are you're going to get at least a couple. And they've taken players from Mobile in the past. And so, you kind of want your OC here getting his eyes, with your staff. Whoever your offensive staff is, you want him bouncing ideas off. He might be here for another team. I don't know. But still, you want him here as a Saint. You want him here being able to go back to Dennis Allen during draft time. Hey, remember that throw he made in Mobile? We talked about it or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take a quarterback. That's fool's gold. But whatever position it is, you're getting to the time, T, where – and Sam Hartman –
Michael Penix could be there for you, man.
I know, but they're not going to do that, unfortunately. I mean, Sam Hartman talked about it. He's look, Senior Bowl, Pro Day, draft. There's 3
I love that.
pillars.
He called it the Triple Crown, dude. That's a good way of putting it in your head.
You want to have everything together. Now, it's not always going to happen. There's teams playing in the Super Bowl, but still, like, you want to have everything together, like, heading in the right direction because you want to be able to be here. You want to be able to come back, to New Orleans and talk about what you saw here. Then you want to be able to go and scout players and have individual workouts and start to go to the pro days. And if you don't have – this isn't the only game either. Like, did you have somebody at East-West Shrine game that was just, taking place this week? No, you didn't. So you're missed multiple opportunities to have somebody that's going to be your play caller, right? Whoever comes in is not going to be by title only. Sean Payton's no longer here. It's Dennis Allen. He is on the defensive side. You will be the head coach of the offense. It will be your baby. It's not going to be Dennis Allen's that you're just sitting there getting paid a coordinator's salary. It's yours.
Unless you're in love, and to be fair, you've interviewed Kubiak and Greasy once already. You can interview them again this week with the Super Bowl, 2-week period if you want it. Like, you're kind of convinced me. Like, and I think Nick feels the opposite, so I'll be interested to get his perspective. But like, unless you just really love one of those guys, I do wonder what the holdup is. Like, because again, Jake's absolutely right. Is that a sign of priorities from the Saints and this staff, kind of clearly showing how much they value the defensive side over the offensive side of the ball? If you're not going to have the guy who's in complete control, like Jake said, the head coach of the offense, if you're not going to have him scouting the very talent that he will be expected to have success with, that would seem like something that you would really want to get into. Now it's early, so maybe, like you said, you still have pro day, and you're still going to have pro days. You're still going to have the combine, but pro day and combine's different.
Aren't this.
Yeah, it's not this, man. You're not seeing them thrown into this crazy environment where everything's new and it's so overwhelming. And like I would say a better indicator of NFL success are the guys who sink or swim here than those other events, which are a bit more outside of football and a bit more like just proving how rawly athletic you are. And pro days like such a comfortable environment. Yeah. You're really set up for success there. So yeah, don't have an offensive mind here, but or maybe it's Ronald Curry, maybe that's who they're leaning towards. And so
then that would make all the sense in the world. If he's the guy, he's already on staff. You don't have to really worry about a whole lot, and that all makes sense. And this is somebody, Ronald Curry, somebody that, I think it was the Chargers we were talking about. Like they would be potentially interested in bringing him over as their offense coordinator. So. He is somebody that has gone through the grind and build up to have an opportunity. And if you like him, he's already on your staff. That makes all the sense. But if it's not him, then it makes no sense.
So we'll be interested to talk to Nick and continue to see how this breaks down over the next few days. But it doesn't matter. We know the Saints want to draft Jalix Hunt anyway, the edge rusher out of Houston Christian. So whatever.
They might as well just turn in the card.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe let's see. Ooh, what about Marshawn Nealon out of Western Michigan? I just typed edge in the document and am trying to find the most random edge rushers here. Ooh, Javon Solomon out of Troy.
Yep, that's
Troy,
it.
Let's go, dude.
I'm not even kidding. Put him in a Saints uniform already.
All right, Jake, speaking of a new uniform, your guy, Harbaugh, Chargers. Intro video.
Okay, Taylor, I think we lost them again.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, definitely lost them again. I'll tell you what, though. Jim Harbaugh does not look good in those Chargers colors.
I'm not sure what colors Jim Harbaugh does look good in. Look, Alondra, this is I have to go back on my take. A long time ago, I used to say that Jim Harbaugh would never win a championship on any level. And for a while, that looked like a pretty good take after winning at Michigan. I'm obviously going to have to turn on that, but the dude's nutty. I'm not a huge Harbaugh guy. This is something that me and Hester will fight on. He also loves Justin Herbert. I don't think Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback, but, we're going to see what happens. But, yeah, you saw that picture, though, right? First off, I like the Chargers navy blue better than the powder blue. I am in the complete minority on that. But the powder blue with Jim Harbaugh, I'm just not feeling it.
It doesn't look good on him. I don't think he has the right complexion for it. But yeah, I've got to agree with you about Justin Herbert. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. And I also agree about the navy blue looking better than the powder blue. The powder blue is just like, it doesn't do it for me.
Oh,
wait, I think they're back. Hang on. Are y'all back? Can y'all talk to me in my ear real quick? I think they're back. Nope, they're not back. I'm not getting audio from them. Okay, this is fun. But yeah. Hold on. I'm not getting audio from them.
All right, we're just going to hang out here for the next 2 minutes. Look, guys, there are apparently a ton of people at that Senior Bowl today. As you know, is the first day of official practices. They have, from what I've been told, have been connected to 3 different types of internet today, and none of them seem to be working. I have them on my video feed. Alondra is not getting audio from them. We only got about 1 more minute until we go to break, though. We're going to figure this thing out. We're going to get back, hopefully, a stress-free and error-free hour number 3 of Off the Bench. They are live from the Senior Bowl out there in Mobile, Alabama. Look, the Senior Bowl, it's lot of big names out there. I mean, they talked to Michael Penix yesterday. They've obviously talked to Sam Hartman today. I'm a little bit surprised with the star power that we've seen. I mean, a guy like Ladd McConkey, this is perfect for him. He was an underrated guy, although a very productive guy in college. But you might want to say, oh, what does he look like without all the stars that are on his team when he's out there at Georgia? He's going to be a great route runner. He's going to test well. He's going to interview very well. Senior Bowls are tailor-made for a guy like Ladd McConkey. Penix and Sam Hartman, a little bit different. I mean, Penix kind of seems like he's first round all over, maybe borderline, maybe fall into that second round, but a little bit surprised with the star power we've seen so far. I'm excited about it, though. I can't wait to talk with Jake and T-Bob. Hopefully we'll get them back on the air. If not, I'll certainly talk to them after the show, get their takes on what they've seen so far in Mobile, Alabama. That's going to wrap up hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from Mobile and here in Baton Rouge. We'll be back with hour number 3 right after this. You're on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year And by taking your boat to the next level, get the boat of your dreams, and that's where front to back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Tuesday, January 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 70. In hour 3 of today's show, if our internet works correctly, we'll probably talk some women's basketball with Kim Mulkey, and we will be joined by Nick Underhill of NewOrleans.football. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome. Hour number 3 of OTB. Great job by Taylor Alondra River. Everybody dealing with some crazy technological issues we're having today. Nick, we got you on the phone?
I'm here.
Yo, what's up, man? We got Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football. He is en route to Mobile for the Senior Bowl. We're getting ready to head out to practice ourselves. Nick, check it out. We've been doing a little advanced scouting here. What do you know about Jalix Hunt?
Not a whole lot. To be honest, I go out here. I kind of start to do my work.
Let me help you out here.
He's got a point. He'll get there.
Let me help you out here, Nick, because Jalix Hunt is a edge rusher from where was it? He is an edge rusher from Texas Christian. No.
Houston Christian.
Houston Christian. Edge rusher, Houston Christian. I'm guessing he probably has like a 9-something relative athletic score. I feel like this is perfect for Saints in the first round.
All right, well, I don't watch a lot of Houston Christian football, so I'm going to feel okay about being stumped on this one a little bit. But, I mean, for me, I come out here, and it's kind of where I start gathering my information and start doing the draft. It's kind of that division point, like you're doing the autopsy of the season right up to it, and you come out here and you kind of, get a touch on a lot of different things. I do think there's a handful of guys that are good options in this Senior Bowl. I think they're saying there's like 10 first-rounders that are supposed to be here this year. Last year there were about 2. I like the edge rusher from UCLA. There's a lot of good offensive linemen. So I think for the Saints, is they're looking for people, to fill those immediate needs. And I think 1 and 2 are O-line, D-line. I think there's a handful of guys out here, and they typically like to draft out of the Senior Bowl. I mean, you go through the history, there's a ton of players that they got exposed to here, and then UDFAs as well. They got Phil Galliano on the staff, so they're going to get a little bit of inside information. He's the assistant special teams coach. He'll be out there, so he'll be in those locker rooms and kind of get to know some of these guys, and that helps check off that character box a little bit. So, it should be a productive week for them. And, by the way, they're still looking for that offensive coordinator, so I think there's probably going to be a lot going on with that this week as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I fumbled the joke, right? But the joke was obviously the Saints love to draft no-name guys, edge rushers that have high RASs. But when it comes to the Senior Bowl, I want to get to the OC search in a second. But when it comes to the Senior Bowl, we talked to Sam Hartman earlier, and he called it the Triple Crown, right? Senior Bowl, Combine, Pro Day. I'm kind of the opinion that this is maybe the most impactful week if I'm scouting, because these are actual football activities. You're really pushing these guys mentally and physically. You're seeing how they adjust to a new environment, a more professional environment. Do you, like, if you're scoring them, I know you have to look at the whole picture, but where does this rank amongst your kind of scouting process?
Yeah, I mean, it's real football. And to your joke, the joke was so good that I took it seriously because, like, that's actually something that they would do. So, I mean, it was too effective. But yeah, I mean, look, as far as like compared to the combine, if you're talking about the football stuff, like, yeah, this is real football, and that's not. So I think if you have questions about guys, like, they get answered here. I think if there's the ability to climb up the draft board, that actually kind of happens here. And you know, for a guy like, man, the name escapes me, but the quarterback from Toledo that's out here, he's supposed to be allegedly the most talented cornerback in the draft, but like, you got to go out here and prove it against like actual competition that you didn't play at Toledo and like colleges that people are actually watching on Saturday. So
yeah,
for a guy like him, it's incredibly important too. So there's a ton of stuff that I think comes out of here that actually does impact, you know, the scouting and the ranking of players. Whereas at the combine, I think it's just kind of more, you know, you're meeting with them, you're making sure the personality isn't weird, you're making sure the medicals are good. Where here it's actually more about football. So this one in the Shrine Bowl, I think, actually do have an impact on maybe how people view players. Whereas at the combine, I think it's already kind of set. It's just like, oh, well, this guy's a little bit faster, so let's move him up a spot or two. But I don't think that the ability to kind of like change the whole opinion exists anywhere else like it does here.
Nick, are you surprised that the Saints don't have an offensive coordinator in place? Because, like, this is a very impactful week because the next offensive coordinator, we were talking about before you came on, he is literally the head coach of the offense. Like, it's all his. It's not like you have a head coach that's going to call the plays or affect the offense. He's on the defensive side of the football. So are you surprised that they don't have somebody in place heading into the Shrine Bowl and Senior Bowl?
Yeah, look, I think that I think that's right. I mean, the biggest impact about not having the guy in place is that if you're going through the scouting process, the sooner you know exactly what you need to fill out your scheme and the types of players somebody wants to make it effective, the better, because you are scouting with that in mind then. But I do think you can kind of come in afterwards and look at players, go through the reports and all that stuff, and you're still kind of scouting everyone. So it's just, I think just for the cohesiveness, that helps a little bit. But, I mean, there still are 12 teams that don't have an OC. I mean, this is kind of the process being it is. If you are one of your teams, and I think we all know the Saints they aren't the Eagles. Like, you aren't having anyone race to come to your job right away. For everyone else that's in Tier 2, Tier 3, I think they're all kind of in the same place. My understanding of it is that they kind of zeroed in on who they're looking at. They're kind of whittling that list down to the finalists, still doing some, you know, cross checks, talking to a couple other people just to make sure. But I think they know where they want to go with it as far as like the last couple candidates. But there are kind of like league rules that slow things down. You kind of have to play on the league's process as far as who you can talk to them, all that stuff. So I think that there's a very clear understanding of where they want to go, but there's just things that are in place that are kind of, you know, you have to go through before you can start to finalize who you want to hire.
You're not willing to share those names yet, are you?
Well, I don't know for sure, but I think if you look at it and you thought, who are the guys that you can't necessarily finalize things with? I mean, I think it's, you know, I mean,
Kubiak and Greasy?
That leads you to a couple places, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that leads you to a couple places, but, like, I don't know it for sure. I just kind of have got an understanding that, like, you know, there's a process and you have to follow the process a little bit. So if I were to, you know, if things are slow, I mean, there's a couple places that you can go logically. But again, like, I honest to God have not heard names of anything. It's just kind of like, this is a process. This is why it's going this way. And, you know, if I look at it, it leads me to like, or like one of these guys in the playoffs maybe.
Yeah.
You know, as far as trying to finalize everything. So or maybe they just want to talk to him again before it goes. But I mean, I do know that they kind of know there's like a couple names, maybe 2 or 3 I heard, and they kind of know that it's whittled down to that list. And, I think they're going to work the process from there. So it seems stalled, but I think there actually is progress going on behind the scenes.
I'm just curious, like if they'll try to stay maybe within the same style that they had, if they're looking for something that's maybe a little bit different, Nick, as far as just offensive philosophy. Because obviously, like Pete Carmichael was going to try to run a lot of the same things that Sean Payton did, and there's so many different ways that teams are running offenses in the NFL. Like used to, it felt like everybody was it was called pro style offense for a reason because everybody in the pros was running it. Like I guess like what would you expect there? Would you expect them to go more of what they've had over the last 2 decades, or do you think they're looking for something completely different?
So, like, are you asking, like, Ronald Curry, John Gruden versus, like, everybody else?
Right, yes.
So, like, I would be absolutely shocked if John Gruden's the head coach or the offensive coordinator. I'm sorry. I would be absolutely shocked if John Gruden's the offensive coordinator. I don't think that's going to be something that happens. I just don't see it. I don't think you run the process the way that they've run it to go there. Like, my head would kind of explode if they because I would be so surprised by it. Like, I just don't see that coming. Okay. I don't think it's going to be a thing. As far as, like, the passing game, I think they want something different. I think they want more out of it than they've had. I think they want it to look different. I think they want the motion and the play action and all that stuff. So I think it's going to be somebody that hasn't touched, anything to do with the Saints to this point. And that's not a knock on. Like, I think Curry's probably going to have a great career. Like, I have nothing but good things to say about him. I just think that, everybody was in that room last year and it didn't change. And granted, he didn't have the authority to make that happen, but yeah. I just think that they want different. Everything I've heard is that they kind of want to move beyond that, and things sometimes change. And like if it ended up being Curry, I wouldn't be totally shocked. But I just don't. If I have money to put on it, I would go outside the building for sure. I think that the direction they want to go is very clear, and I think if you just kind of look at the pattern of the people they've talked to and the pedigree and how many of them come from the same place, I would be shocked if they don't end up in that Shanahan tree, that McVay tree somewhere. So it seems pretty clear to me that's the way they want to go with it.
Talking to Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football is the site. If you're a Saints fan, it is the site to sign up for. Nick, Mike Triplett, Brooke Kirkhofer, the entire squad over there at New Orleans Football does excellent work. Just moved into a brand new studio. Great video, great pods, great analysis, written word, which is still my favorite way to consume. But however you want, it's all there at New Orleans Football. Definitely go sign up. Nick, expound on this a little bit. So earlier, you said, okay, where are the Saints looking this week? Offensive and defensive lines, priorities number 1 and 2. Do you score one above the other? With the Saints drafting philosophy, are they kind of in that best player available mode, or do you think they'll be drafting more for need?
Yes, I think it's always both. Like I don't think anybody actually drafts straight up BPA. There's the two axes and they kind of meet at a certain spot. But look, they got enough seats that I think you can kind of just like it and take the best players. But I think a lot of it's going to depend on how free agency goes. Like right now, I think defensive end is like a massive need to the point where you almost have to force a pick just because like what are you going to do? But I think once they go through free agency, like that need should get satiated a little bit. Trips just kind of made a great point the other day that like that's not a spot where they can draft the Houston Christian guy and wait for the development. Like you kind of need someone that can come in and play right now, give you sacks right now because you got nothing out of that beyond Carl Granderson. So I think you have to have an immediate answer for that right now. So if I'm looking at it then after that, I think they need a tackle, offensive tackle, and yeah, I think you almost have to force a pick there, and hopefully you don't end up with Penning again. So it's kind of it's a tough way to live. So I mean, those immediate needs, like you kind of do got to address, so you don't have to do those things like that, and then it is cleared up. But I think this whole draft process, free agency process, is going to be to try to make things. And I'm sorry for the people listening that don't want to hear this. Like I think it's going to be all about trying to make life better for Derek Carr.
Yeah,
I think that they are just dead set on making that work. I don't think that they're gonna, you're drafted in a spot where maybe it's quarterback and quarterback's possible, but I think all things being equal, if there's an equal quarterback and an equal offensive tackle, like they aren't taking the quarterback, I would go quarterback. I don't think they're going to look at it that way, though. I think they're going to try to go all in on trying to make this work around Carr and Dennis Allen. And there's almost like a defiance to that thought process with them. But I think that's where they're dug in, and I think they're going to try to make it work like that.
No, we talked about it yesterday, Nick. I think as a Saints fan, you need to gird your loins through the understanding that you may not agree with continuing forward with DA and Carr, but the Saints have told you they are clearly doing this. And so the only way to give that a chance to work is to make decisions based on maximizing DA and Carr. The problem is, if you disagree with the fundamental choice of continuing down this path, that almost every move that is made afterwards is going to make you angry. Right? So it's like a really kind of tough spot to be in from a public relations standpoint, because the moves they need to make to try to make this work are the very moves that are probably going to make their fan base angry at multiple turns.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever girded my loins in my life.
Yeah,
I agree.
You should try, dude. Kegels, telling you, bro.
Dude, that's the second show in a row, different shows that I've been on with you in the last 2 days. You've talked about Kegels.
I'm a Kegel. I'm a Kegels evangelist. They changed my life. They can change yours too, dude.
Yeah, but I mean,
answer that one, Nick.
You're right, Don. that is the path they're going down, though. So I mean, that is going to be what it is. But yeah, I mean, look, people are just mad about everything right now, and at this point, you just kind of got to wait and see if it works, and if it doesn't work, you got to hope that they actually do the things that need to happen. But there's no changing the reality of DA and Carr, and you just kind of got to hope for the best. But yeah, I think that's going to be the direction of everything this offseason.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you got the money invested, so you kind of got to try it at this point. I hate sunken cost fallacy, but it does feel like they're too deep into this to not working. A half measure isn't going to make it better. Maybe a full measure does. Doubts, but you just kind of got to wait and see how it plays out at this point.
Well, yeah, and I guess this is kind of the entire point of sunken cost fallacy. Crucially, they don't see it as philosophical. I don't think that's a word. They don't see it as fallacy, though, right? I mean, Mickey told us he sees the potential there. He thinks it can work, and so we'll see if it indeed ends up being sunken or beneficial in the end. Nick, very excited to see you this week, man. Drive safe. Very excited to get your takes on who's kind of standing out to you, and we will catch up with you again. Again, NewOrleans.football is the site, y'all. It is best. What kind of coverage y'all got going on the site this week for everybody?
Just everything you need to know about the Senior Bowl that you aren't getting from off the bench. We'll have coverage, so if you need more, just come look for us.
Call me Kegel Seagal.
Oh, my God.
Or Stephen Cagal. That's what I was looking for. Stephen Cagal. All right, Nick, you have a great day, man. I'll see you later.
Send help, Nick.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to call you that when I see you.
What?
But, take it easy, guys.
Yeah. See you, Nick.
Call me. Is Kegel Seagal better or Stephen Cagal? Which one?
Neither.
There's not a better option. That's the first time in 3 years.
Taking a break.
You did that right. You got to shut it off.
More
though.
OTB coming up next. Make sure you keep it locked right here. 104.5 ESPN. Having a good time down here in Mobile, Alabama.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Leading experts at Our Lathe the Lake Robotic Surgery Institute at OLOL-RMC/robotics.
Your business deserves the highest quality internet connection and phone service. Rev Business offers you the best at a great price. Delivered on an all-fiber network and backed by our local support teams who have been going that extra mile for 85 years. Rev Business wants to show you the power of hosted phone service and Metro E, direct connections between your locations. For a limited time, get 3 months free. Some restrictions may apply. Visit us at letsrev.biz. Rev Business.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, hour number 3. Just talked to Nick Underhill. I'm getting more and more excited to head out to practice today. I think we got them VIP passes on the field.
Are you going to head out to both practices? Remember, it is a little different this year. Everything's a little bit earlier.
Nah, come on, dude. I mean, yeah, we're going to go out. I'm going to have the notebook, take a couple notes, and then we're probably going to jet. And you're going to do more work 2 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Probably get a little workout in, maybe a little nap. And then we'll link back up after you're done with.
Well, no, you were just talking about how excited you were to go. I was like, okay, T's going to go to both practices.
No. I'm excited to be seen. I'm excited to be seen on the scene. Look like I'm doing work. Make people think like.
Excited to be seen.
Although one of my favorite things
That's
last
a real
year.
thing.
No, it is. No.
Last year, didn't go to practice with y'all because it was raining. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think we made one practice. We got to do better this year.
It was
Rich.
raining, but
I made all 3 in the rain.
But the year before when we went, one of my favorite things was T-Bob like breaking down all the drills and stuff.
Yeah, we did some.
I think that was around the time you took the note.
God, I wish I had sunglasses though. You can't freaking scout in this environment.
I have
without
some
sunglasses. I saw your sunglasses. They have sort of a Hepburn sort of feel to them. I don't think they work with my facial structure.
Did you not bring the ones you bought to look like Taylor from LP?
No.
Those would have been great.
Those things. So if we're talking about the one subtle change that you can make to really affect how you look, missing eyebrows, missing a critical front forward-facing tooth, and wearing like white Oakleys or those baseball glasses are probably number 3 in terms of like.
Wait, white Oakleys aren't in?
You are immediately informing everyone about your personality walking in. Maybe, don't judge a book by its cover. Maybe you surprise me, but I am making a lot of presupposed judgments if you walk up on me with white Oakleys.
Sunglasses can also make someone look better than they actually do.
Yeah, 100%.
Also.
That's one of the great advantages.
I feel like Cliff Kingsbury is a better looking person with his sunglasses on. I mean, he's not a bad looking person.
He's already
either
good looking,
way.
but no, certainly. I mean, I think almost everybody.
His eyes are kind of close together though, and so the sunglasses, they give him a little something.
Also, like if you have cool, like if they're stylish sunglasses, like I think almost everybody gets a sunglass bump. It's one of the reasons too why I think you see celebrities wearing them. I think another reason why too is like if you're a celebrity and everybody's always looking at you, sunglasses kind of shield you a little bit. I've always talked about this. Glasses are great because they kind of put the other person on the defensive inherently. You know what I'm talking about? Sunglasses. Because you can see their eyes and they can't see your eyes. So already you're at a bit of an advantage because as my favorite substitute teacher growing up always told me, what are eyes, guys? Windows to the soul.
I was about to say that.
I know. Eyes are the windows to the soul, dude. And
played
so when you
football in
block
school.
that, then you're, the other person's on the back heel. But watch, I guarantee you, every professional scout has shades on today. And I'm going to be out there.
It's a very specific look. Scouts are a very specific look.
I thought Manny Diaz was a scout.
I like that Manny Diaz, well, first of all, he walks in, and it's him and someone else I didn't know. But they are like, and we're sitting at a booth right by the door. And, man, they, like, made eye contact with us. Like, I am the alpha.
Bro,
like, he's like.
He, like, turned his chest to me and was like, say something, basically. Like, the amount of.
I mean, and so then T-Bob was like, who was that? And I was like, that was Manny Diaz. And he was like, huh.
But like the amount of this.
We talked about him yesterday on the show, right? This show?
I can't remember.
Was it this show? No, it was
Snaps.
Same thing.
YouTube.com/@Snaps. Everybody should go subscribe and check
it out. But he was like basically like in our booth with us, just making eye contact with us.
Well, the amount of
where are y'all at?
We were at Haberdashery. Really cool cocktail bar here. I had some tasty old fashions and other stuff. What did I get? Like Mind is the Fear Killers.
And he made me go to the bar and order a drink called Mind is the Fear Killer.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I'm about that life. Drinking that Aaron Rodgers-ish.
But yes, he walks in. He's like making eye, and T-Bob immediately was like, without realizing who it was, he was like, why was that man just looking at us like that?
Well, no, he was just so aggressive. But that is the thing. Go to Veets, the bar across the street from the hotel where everybody stays at, and you will never see such a viper's nest of chest puffing and alpha male stare downs as everybody's trying to outpee each other. It is again, it's completely unique. Like I've never seen it recreated anywhere else because there are almost zero females and everybody is jockeying for hierarchical dominance, and the room is filled with people who all view themselves as the man. And it's agents, it's scouts, it's coaches, and it's just like everybody's like so like, This kind of, it seems ready to fight at like any given moment. So,
Well, you said that Manny was holding court. You said he was holding court when you went to the bathroom.
No, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was. Look, if you're a hot coach that just got hired, there's, again, jobs to be had. The comparison between him and Nape, I mean, you saw Napier. Nobody.
Yep.
He was
Billy.
all by his
Sorry,
lonesome
Billy.
over there. So it's kind of, felt a little bad. But I kind of forgot what we were talking about.
Sunglasses?
Yeah, I don't know.
Scouts look.
Mind is the fear killer?
That was the name. That was the name of the tree.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good place for sure. I'm excited. I mean, I am going to make the Veets trip eventually one time. This is what it is. It reminds me of the scene in Indiana Jones when Indy gets sent into the snake pit, right? You know, I hate snakes because that is not my type of environment, and that's exactly what Veets is, just a bunch of vipers crawling over one another trying to get to the top.
Trying to get a job.
Yeah.
It's like it definitely has that feel to it. Or trying to one-up the person in their football IQ sitting next to them. Do you remember 2 years ago we went there and there was like bros drawing plays up on napkins? It was like in the under defense, if you have this on there, and I'm like, man, you ain't even talking about that right.
That is that is the other great part is that it's also, yes, it is chock full of people there is some really good just football talk going on constantly. You can hear it floating through the air, like connections, memories of games. Oh, well, when I was in this situation. So I do actually like that piece. Spencer's River's actually there. No. She left to go. She's just following around Sam Hartman for us, hoping to.
Just taking him from interview to interview.
Yeah, just hoping that we can deepen our relationship with him and maybe use him as a correspondent after the Saints take a mid-round flyer on him, dude.
They ain't gonna take him in the first round because first-round not that they should, but a first-round quarterback is just not something that's going to happen. So it'd have to be a mid-round selection.
Where do you think Hartman?
Depends on how he does in these events.
Yeah.
Like right now, like.
What is he?
Between 4 to 7.
Yeah,
right like
okay.
I think probably ceiling would be 4th and basement be 7th.
I think 4 is locked up, right? If you have your big 3 of Williams, Daniels, May, and Penix, I think it's a big 4 actually. I would say, or no, am I wrong on Penix? Am I
This is a big week for him. No, no, he's there. He can play himself firmly in there, or he can play himself out this week. So that's why he's here.
Yeah,
he's here to solidify himself.
All right, let's go to break, and when we get back, more OTB, and then we're getting ready to wrap up, and we'll be bringing you some stuff live from the Senior Bowl. And again, if you want to listen to Jake this afternoon, he'll be on 2 to 5 on Sirius XM 84, breaking down the practices.
To us. Are you doing snaps today?
Yeah, we're doing snaps.
They can listen to us for 4 straight hours.
It's true.
So 7 hours total today if they want to.
Well, actually, I'm going to be noon to 1, so you'll get a little bit of an hour break in between snaps and
even better.
Campus. Yeah.
Time for lunch.
Yeah, a little intermission. Grab yourself a
Red Bull. If people still do that, I don't know. Do you? I don't know.
Grab yourself a Diet Coke, like Rivers ordered at a really nice cocktail bar last night, and then put in her purse, like a Diet Coke can, not like a drink, like a can to take home.
To be fair, they serve food also. You had to go to a different place to order the food, and when I was up there, I saw they sell Diet Cokes, and so I was like, that'll be nice tomorrow to have in my fridge.
All right, when we get back, more to be. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. 925-8552 is the number. 50 years is the number of how long they've been in the game, right? And flat rate pricing is the number that should excite you because unlike these food delivery apps, you're not going to go to checkout and then just have the price 2x on you. No, you're going to know exactly what you're getting into. Licensed, bond, insured. Excellent warranty coverage. CentralPlumbing.org, there for you when you need them. CentralPlumbing.org.
Go to the website today to find all the information we tell you about every single day. If you're looking to upgrade at your home or your business, they can certainly help you out there. So no matter what you're looking to do, maybe it's at your home, you just have your main restroom that you want to go ahead and fix up, or if it's a whole house or if it's a whole business, does not matter. They can help you out. Go to that website today, CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Happy New Year from your friends at Front to Back Boat Service. And what better way to kick off your new year than by taking your boat to the next level? Get the boat of your dreams, and that's where Front to Back comes into play. You want that spot lock trolling motor that's going to keep you right there on the water where you need to be. How about some forward-facing sonar that actually shows you the fish before you even cast? Custom stereo jobs, all of it. Sherman family's been doing it for 38 years. Go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
T-Bob, I was promised Cody Schrader. Don't see him, bro.
No.
Everybody looks gone.
No. He came by here pre-show, I think, to record something. And, I mean, look, I could have interviewed him, right? But I had to make I had to make an immediate call, and to me, interviewing Cody Schrader without Jake Hester, it's like Christmas without Santa. Okay, just doesn't work.
I'm trying to think of a comp.
Does not
Like if
work.
I would have interviewed Nick Mangold without T-Bob, is that close?
Yeah, I mean, because Nick Mangold's the man.
He's a center. Right?
Yeah, no, absolute legend. I mean, you know,
Who's the
Cole
ultimate
Strange,
center though?
Ben Wilkerson, Todd McClure. Todd McClure was my ultimate center. That was my absolute favorite.
LSU, how about that?
Yeah, I mean, bro.
Todd McClure, like Kevin Mawai played different positions in college, but Kevin Mawai.
But we still Grand Rain Center. Nudie Niswanger played in the NFL for a while.
Say Rudy. Smart fella.
Brett Helms was a beast in college. Very close to making it in the league.
Obviously.
I actually ruined the streak. We had a streak of like awesome guys back to back to back.
You were as good as.
What are you gonna do, dude?
That's
What are you
a
gonna
lot of those
do?
college players. Steven Peterman in 03.
Not center though, was he?
No, he's guard. But
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Rodney would have been the.
Rodney was a guard, right?
Yeah, Rodney Reed would have been the center. No, Rodney Reed would have been the center, right? No, because Ben got hurt in 04.
Yeah.
Ben got hurt in 04. That's right. It all runs together, and Ben shouldn't have been in that game, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's Jerome Carey's legacy to me. Is complaining to Nick Saban about having to run behind the second offensive line and against Vanderbilt, and then putting the ones back in, and Ben Wilson
Dude,
getting his career
I
ruined.
used to love running behind the bomb squad. Our bomb squad in 04 was still pretty damn good.
Well, they're hungry too.
Yeah.
You know, them backups is hungry.
Dude, in 04, I was playing fullback, and it was fun, and I enjoy fullback, but, I remember getting 2 carries against Alabama in 2004, and I was like, this is the coolest of all time.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's
2 carries.
It's the best.
For 10 yards. That's 5 yards per pot for those keeping score at home.
Ask the Bench, go-to coffee drink. We forgot to do mailbag today, so we can do an early Ask the Bench if y'all start to get your questions in right now. Go-to coffee drink is just a black coffee, you know,
Right,
nice
Tommy
and simple.
Tough Nuts.
Keep it simple. It's not so. Again, it's not.
I know. It's the ease of it, and
Yes.
it's the best explanation of it that I've heard.
It's so that when I first started drinking coffee, I trained it specifically so
Yeah, it's perfect.
I wouldn't ever have to worry about needing cream or sugar, and now I do love it. Like now I objectively love
The only thing when I try to drink coffee black, it's got to be really good coffee. Like, it can't be watery coffee. It can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can drink a good cup.
I have gotten to the point, unfortunately, now I hate this.
Snob.
Yeah, I loathe the pot at work.
Oh, it's awful.
I
It's
loathe it.
terrible.
I loathe it. It's heartburn central.
It's terrible.
The pot at church, anything
Oh,
like
the
that.
pot at church has been burned in there since last Sunday.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
I go coffee, splash of skim milk, 2 Splendas.
I would also say that I love a cold brew for the majority of the year, but when it's cold outside, I do make the switch to hot coffee. You're hot coffee year round.
I'm hot
right?
coffee year round, but you know what? Any caffeine, I'm not going to turn down.
I'll
tell you that.
you
What
know-
do you normally get? Because this morning, I think I got you dark roast.
Yeah, I don't know even. I just say Pike Black, but this is great.
Okay,
this is
good.
tasty. Hot, cold. Sounds like Accutemp to me. Accutemp Baton Rouge, you want to take control
You
of
hope
that
it's going
comfort
hot and
zone.
cold, and maybe you're stuck on one or the other.
That's what I'm saying. And you know who's going to get you right? Accutemp's going to get you right. AccutempBR.com. Check them out today. I guess it's January 30th. So we got today and tomorrow to take advantage of the BOGO. Okay, you buy a new AC unit, you get the heater for free. The other deal, if you buy a whole home generator, $2,000 off. So there's literally never been a better time to buy than right now. And, of course, they have the maintenance plans to make sure that it's good to go. And if a storm does strike and you lose power, your home is protected. AccutempBR.com. Service to the highest degree. The customer service is going to blow your mind, y'all. Go check it out today. Ask the Bench. Why isn't Alondra Ahmad in chat? We should make her Ahmad. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Triple espresso with 1 stevia. I used to get from this place, Sacred Grinds in New Orleans, built into a graveyard. Very cool coffee shop. It's part smoke shop, part herbal medicine shop. It's built into a graveyard. It's very interesting. But I used to get a giant iced coffee with a double shot of espresso, and I would take half of my wife's Vyvanse before those 8 to midnight shows sometimes. And when I tell you I would be feeling like my heart was about to explode, it gives me a panic attack even thinking about it right now.
All right, Dan Campbell. Which has a term of endearment coming from me. Hope you know that.
Well,
Still,
I mean, you've got
term
some
of
Campbell like coffee habits yourself, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm minimum 5 a day.
5 cups a day. See,
Minimum.
I've gotten to the point now where I will do a venti in the morning.
You usually do what, 3 during OTB at least? I bring in my jug.
No, oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, you stay filling that thing up.
Yeah.
But I'll do 1 big coffee in the morning, and then I do 1 tiny cup around noon, and that's it for your boy, dude. Brian Burgess, coffee snobs are a special breed for sure. Well, you can get nerdy about anything, and yes, there are levels. I love one of the things the algorithm serves up me. I love me some ASMR coffee videos. You ever seen these things?
Have you? Yes, but if you watch my video that I sent about the Super Bowl ring that was stuck in basically mud and dirt, and they cleaned it off?
No.
You still haven't watched that? You still haven't watched that?
Thank you, Alondra.
What are we talking about? Where is it? In the group text?
It's been like multiple times I've seen it, yes.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do, dude? It's from a few days ago. Might as well. I'm
I
not
just
gonna go dig in and find
you,
it.
You are great at everything in this job, in this business, and
That's
as
very
a
kind.
friend.
Thank you.
But you are horrible at getting back to somebody.
Yeah.
It almost is so bad that it takes all the good that you've built up in equity and just throws it down the itter.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I know we should always be trying to continuously improve, but I kind of feel like I'm a bit like Popeye, dude. I am what I am. And I don't know that I can fix it.
I actually like the Popeye reference there. I actually do. I used to eat spinach out of a can when I was younger, thinking I was going to turn into Popeye.
Yeah, bro.
And my dad let me do it because he's like, the kid's eating spinach out of a can. Sure.
Yeah, back
Fancy.
when
Let
society
him do it.
cared. Back when society cared about what we were filling our children's brain with for all this cocoa melon crap.
Daniel once said, Jake, I was storming the castle with my guild when you sent me that.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, like, true, though. Actual true. E. Goddard asked me, is there a better smell than the smell of fresh brewed coffee when you walk into a coffee shop? No, it's great, but you have to understand that's because you're a drug addict. And you are smelling the drug that you love, and so you are immediately getting an endorphin rush because of the impending hit that you're about to take. So I agree with you. I love it, but it is interesting.
Daniel Basham says, real men eat just the coffee beans and then drink water. I used to do, like, at practice sometimes, like if it was a day, I would get coffee grinds and just put it in like a dip. That'd work a little bit.
Real men snort the coffee. Okay, are you bad or not? I'm just kidding. Nobody do that. That probably is like bad for your brain, almost assuredly. I never did the dip thing.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense, though. I feel like it would make sense.
They actually started selling coffee bean pouches, like dip pouches, like church dip. And they sold them, and they give you a little caffeine. God, Grinds was maybe the company name?
Yep, I think so. All right, when we get back, let's close out with a little Ask the Bench. Keep it locked right here, guys, on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yesterday I said Brandon Barton talking about Community Steel. Of course, Barton is K-Z. Brandon Golson is our guy over there at Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. You will see the difference clearly, okay? You need purlin, you need tubing, you need sheet metal. Go to Community Steel in Gonzales, Louisiana. They make everything right there on site, so you can touch the product, you can feel the product, you can know the product. You're going to get the best prices because they go straight from the wholesaler to you. No middleman jacking up the price in the back, and you're going to do the live and local human sales team, meaning they know you, your company, your needs, and they can work with you. The advantage is at every level of the process. Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Like T-Bob said, Cam Jordan style there, levels. Well done, T. Go to that website today, top right corner of the website, very top right corner, Community Steel. Click on that. It'll show you exactly where they're at in Gonzales, Louisiana. It's 9:45, so you certainly can stop by and see it for yourself. Also, if you can't make it there today and you've got a question, concern, or an order you want to place, 225-647-2020, communitysteelco.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Join MMR and ignite your career today. MMR is the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, and they're seeking talented individuals to join their team. For over 3 decades, they've been headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, and they have offices all around the globe.
And MMR offers a tailored path for both professional and personal development, outstanding benefits, and a dynamic culture. So whether you're an intern, a seasoned pro, or you're just starting out, see what MMR can offer you. Apply at mmrgrp.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the Fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a Fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available.
Live from the 2024 Reese's Senior Bowl, Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back here, little OTB. Remember, we are brought to you, all of our coverage this week, brought to you by MMR, the MMR Group, the largest industrial contractor in the country. It is insane how big this company is. But what I love is that when it comes to trying to manage something like that, Jake, you got to be culture first. You got to be people first. And that's exactly what MMR is, right? Because they know at the end of the day, they're not selling a product. They're selling a service. And when you talk about what defines a service, it's the people. And so they invest in their people. And so if you're a student, like let's say you're trying to figure out what to do, you're listening to this, you're young. Look, MMR actually has like an MMR university, right, where they can help guide you through this process. Internships that'll bring you around the world, teach you the ways. Pairs very well with LSU's construction management program. But the point is, like, they invest in you. You get sent all over the world. Massively cool projects. It's just an incredible place to work. But it's not just students. If you're a new professional or even a seasoned vet, MMR wants to hear from you. So apply now, and let's build your future with MMR. Apply at mmrgrp.com. That's mmrgrp.com. Remember, not talking about jobs. We're talking about careers. Now it's time for a little Ask the Bench, right about Cold Curse Life, Vizzy Art Tilton, Blue Moonlight Sky, such a sweet. Ask the Bench, the previous audio producer had a bloody knife as their profile pic, and the new one has a Mike Myers mask as hers. Are all audio producers serial killers? Alondra, yeah, what's going on there?
Halloween's just a great movie, and he's drinking a Dr. Pepper in the picture, so I like that he's drinking a Dr. Pepper in it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, look, sometimes things in life are just that simple. Ask the Bench, favorite kind of potato chips. Be specific with brand and flavor. It is very easily and always has been for me, Zapp's Spicy Cajun Crawtator.
I'm gonna go Zapp's barbecue. I know people are voodoo.
Barbecue.
Like,
I hate voodoo. I loathe voodoo. Voodoo is awful.
I literally knew that you were going to say
hop
that,
on the mic for
and
Ask
I
the
knew
Bench?
that whatever that face was that Rivers just made, I knew that was coming as well. I'm in between there. I don't love them or hate them. I love the barbecue though.
I mean, I would ask the bench favorite word. It's not. I mean, I have a few.
My favorite to say are just like my favorite word to say is fella. I love to say that. Say fella.
Yeah,
love it. I love
Fella's kind of like buddy. It can be aggressive if you want it to.
No.
No, not when you say like say fella. Like yeah, buddy's hard. Buddy's
Buddy's
hard.
terrible. I actually hate it. Like I love a good bow. Say bow.
I love
saying fella.
I've always loved the word superfluous.
Oh, this dude over here.
I love mellifluous. I've been saying quixotic a lot lately.
I love saying
I'm very
amalgamation.
Yeah,
my favorite,
Jake has been hard on some amalgamation lately.
Yep.
Rivs, I can't believe you don't have the mic on to tell us your favorite word. I'm very disappointed. Wise River's been lurking all show? I don't know. Yeah.
She's flummoxed by Sam Hartman.
Flummoxed. Look at that, dude. Hell yes. Another great one.
On his list of things you've said that he's
Favorite
looked
word.
up.
Favorite word.
I don't have one, but I haven't.
Just go like one you like.
God,
I'm not
say
saying
something.
superfluous or
Jesus.
mellifluous is my favorite.
I gave
word.
fella. It's not even really a word.
Not hard.
I think it's
love
fella.
too
You
much
love to
pressure.
read. I'm
Slang
sure
for
you have
fella.
a word that you like.
Fella.
Just say something.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I have not been. I have not been. What did he say?
Cognizant?
I have not been lurking.
Yes. She's
I've been
working.
literally running around. The internet here has been really.
She ain't been lurking.
Giving me some trouble.
She been working.
Ooh. Oh.
Look at that, boys.
That felt so smooth.
Improvement. Better from the beginning of the show to the end. T-Bob has a word of the day calendar, his bedside table. I don't, but I've always been into it. I like vocab, dude. I'm a vocab nerd.
I do actually have a word bank of words that T-Bob says, and I write them down. And I didn't bring that, so I'm old school, and I always have a legal pad with me.
Yeah.
And the other legal pad at home has T-Bob word bank on it, and it's probably got about 15 words on it.
I like the word eponymous.
I don't like any of those you said so far.
I like etymology.
That's not bad.
What is etymology? Was the study of words?
It's like I think it's like the etymology of the word is like the root of the word.
Root.
Like where did it come from? What's its story? How did it come about? I like idiosyncrasy.
You do say that a lot.
God, there's just so many good words, dude. So many good words. Entire language full of them,
Okay.
I like that you went with those and I went with fella. I feel like that fits our personality.
You know what? Somebody the other day, I was at Building 5, and I was ordering a cocktail, and I wasn't sure how to say the name of it. It was kind of confusing, and so
Hawken?
I don't remember. But so the waitress comes over, and I'm like, oh, I want this one. I was like, but how do you say it? I want to be able to say it next time. And she told me, and I was like, okay, I definitely would have messed that up. And she was like, but you know what? She was like, words are made up. Doesn't matter. Call it whatever you want.
Whoa. An
Right?
epiphany. I never really thought about
She's like, all words are made up. Doesn't matter. Call it whatever you want. And I was like, wow, that is true.
I do that a lot with last names.
True.
A lot. I just say them really fast and mumble and hope I get it right.
All right, look, huge thank you to everyone for joining us today. Very fun day 2. We're excited for practice. We'll be bringing you a practice report on tomorrow. Maybe we'll see some guys rise that the Saints can maybe be interested in. We'll give you how the LSU guys are doing, more interviews with players, more adventures in Mobile, and yeah, thank you for joining us. Sorry to burp. Oh, and look, okay, I talked to Coach Mulkey. She's going to come on tomorrow. So we will catch up with Coach Mulkey as well on tomorrow's show. Really great job by Rivers dealing with a lot of technical difficulties on site. Great job, Tanner Landra, back home. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow for more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques, Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They serve